welcome to another video on this channel. Today we're doing some more Sleeping Dogs.
This, like, episode after episode is something that that was a really nice movie.
I am historically obsessed with there's an episode in this new season. I don't even remember what the fucking episode is about. I just know that Marge calls an operating line that is supposed to connect her to Abe. And when she calls, the lady obviously knows who Marge is. And Marge says, hi, can you connect me to my dad? She calls Abe her dad. I love that shit so much. I've been thinking about it for weeks. I love that shit so much. I am obsessed with that shit.
I went out of my way to show so many series. So I was just like, this is the craziest thing. Every single person I've shown it to has been like, that was so good. That was so good. Like that wasn't like what I remember The Simpsons being, but that was so good. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we should probably start this. We're getting up there. Let's do our rankings. So I guess we kind of wrapped up our thoughts about the show. I think, the show is really good. I think we did a really good job talking about that finale. It's a great show. It's a really great, unique show. I can't think of another show that is anything like this show. And that's a pretty cool thing to be able to say about a show. You know, it's like there's nothing that I couldn't. If someone was like, I like home movies, what else would you recommend me? I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yo, man.
All right. I'll do my ranking. 13, temporary blindness. 12, Cho and the Avengers League. 11, Hong Kong. 10, the Wizards Maker. 9, 8, those bitches tried to cheat me. 7, the psychedelic mission. 6, definite possible murder. 5, versus. 4, the heart smashers. 3, everyone's entitled to my opinion. 2, Bye Bye Greasy. 1.
Heart Smashers, 8, Chow in the Avengers League, 7, and
everyone's entitled to my opinion. Number 9, Curses. Number 8, the Heart Smashers. Number 7, the Wizards Baker. Number 6, Honky Magoo. Number 5, Definite Possible Murders. Number 4, Cho and the Adventures of Amy Lee. Number 3, Camp. Number 2, Bye Bye Greasy. Number 1, Focus Girl.
Your list is crazy.
Yeah, it's very different, but I really like that we've all got Focus Girl and Bye Bye Greasy. But I'm glad that we were all. That was so simple. That's a great episode.
That shit with the car.
That's so funny. I might listen to that song. I might listen to the racing song. Alright. I think we should start wrapping it up. So, obviously we said this at the top, but we're going to be taking a little bit of time off the TV, but check out our Patreon if you guys want episodes over the next couple months. But we're going to backlog a bunch of episodes. Put out a bunch of stuff non-stop without any breaks. Return. Deli. this is the first time we tried this, having someone on for a whole mini-series, and I know it took a long time to get through the show because of the holidays and sickness and all that, but thanks for coming on, dude. This was really awesome to have you on. Your home movies video is truly my favorite, so I was really happy that we got to talk on this whole show.
It's my pleasure. No, I'm glad that y'all brought me on. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the time together and getting to sit down and talk about these in-depth get to do those shit for a while. It's intense. Put it down and leave and you gotta move on to the next. But having to be there is tough and challenging, but it's good work. I'm glad I'm doing this with two good friends.
Hell yeah. So great. Yeah, do you guys have anything you want to plug at the end of the episode? I guess I'll watch my future offers. And so did both of them. Deli and Reagan for me on it, and like literally all three of us like put work into that too. It's a and I'm so grateful for both of them. And yeah, it's a big thing. So I love it. Gave it a watch. Last thing you put out was Buzz on Maggie, yeah?
Buzz on Maggie, man. Yeah, go show that some love. I really like that video. I think it's really fun.
It's a good
Thanks, man. I'm working on High Puffy on Mayumi right now. So, because I realized I really talk about that shit despite it being the one that I watch the most. So, I'm gonna go there. Yeah, man, just that. I don't know, Sketched Around podcast, me, Steve, Blake, Janelle, Little Janelle. Let me explain what Little Janelle is real quick. So,
thanks for your other podcast.
Because when we first started the podcast, it was me, Steve, Blake, Janelle, and it was our friend Bonnie too. And then like somewhere in the middle of the pod, in the middle of like the first year doing the pod, Janelle got pregnant. So she had a daughter, and her daughter's name doesn't have an E at the end. So it's little Janelle. So yeah, and she's practically part of the podcast now. She's talking about that shit. It's cute shit, man. It's just around. Oh yeah.
I was trying to well, I feel like it's not really relevant.
I feel like when you said that, it was like turning to you and
We just talked about how Arthur curses. Alright? We just talked about it.
we gotta find that episode, bro. We gotta find that.
I am working on an Arthur A&D for the finale, so it's coming up pretty soon.
You're about to fucking end on.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks away. It fucking sucks.
Longest fuck since '96.
Yeah, Cyber Chase will be the next one. So it has
Is Cyber Chase
6
over?
years. No, it's still going. They're doing a new season right now, like this month.
Wait, you okay, man? You look like someone threw the shit up in your face.
Jackie,
I didn't
I'm just a
know
little
this was
frustrated
that
stuck
video.
being Winston's errand boy.
So,
You know, I was making serious bank back in the States.
Come on,
Oh,
we're just
right,
paying
yeah,
our
AMP.
dues. Winston's a loyal guy. He'll hook us up when the
They
time
usually
right.
You can't always wait for the world to hand you what you want. Sometimes you gotta just take it.
Totally, man.
It's time to take a little initiative. We gotta prove ourselves to Winston and the Sun on Yi, or we'll never move up. Is there anything going down in the next few days?
Working on a
Shit, yeah, there is. Dog Eyes has a big shipment of stolen goods coming in.
It's good for Dog Eyes, but that might be too much too fast. Last thing I need right now is taking a sticky red pill up my ass.
I like that. It's a small deal. Whereas there's only a few low-level Londoners looking after it. We boost that shit and give Winston a nice fat cut. He's going to be mad impressed. No way he doesn't promote us after that.
You have to be certain it couldn't be traced back to Winston. Or us.
Sure, of course. They're never going to know it was us.
HBO's Animal.
Unless we get caught.
Well, we won't unless you fuck it up.
And
Come on, get in.
Time to move up in the world.
expected for the 21st anniversary this year.
Where'd you get the van?
My uncle's a chop shop around the corner. Call it a pre-stolen ride. I'm thinking I'm gonna get a steady girlfriend.
Oh, yeah?
What do you think of you made?
You're not worried that she doesn't want to talk to you?
Hell no. If I let that stop me, I'd never ask anybody out. What about you? You ever think of finding somebody?
A relationship. It wouldn't really work with my life right now.
Sure. Look at me.
You're one of them.
Ah! Whoa! Put on his mask. You can't let Dog Eyes boys know it was us. There should only be a few guards.
No, I didn't know it.
Oh, shit!
Dark.
I don't know if you're aware. I love dark shit though. I mean, it gets dark in the beginning. The whole show is dark. I've heard it gets. The thing is I've watched 4
Keep
episodes.
that
And I've
ready.
been like,
I'll
this
get the
show's fucked
stuff.
up. And then people are like, yeah, it gets dark in season 3. And I'm like, what happens in season 3?
No, it's like, it's different layers of dark.
Come and get me!
In your process. Haha, this fucking like or whatever, but that is. So, I know you wanted to. Possibly doing one, so I've been kind of. But I mean, I know that if I did it, I'd want it. It's just gonna be hard to do it.
Do it. You're inspired to do it. The show.
There's a lot to say. I mean, if you like the business, I mean, there might be some next progression. You just gotta be able to talk that shit. And
Hello?
if you're too traumatized by Moral Oral by the end, just go watch High School USA.
Hello?
All right. Well, I think that's time to wrap it up. Deli, it's been so great having you on for these 4 episodes. Well, I guess 8 episodes audio on these 4, talking about these 4 seasons of whole movies. And we're gonna have you back. I'm really excited.
What's
for
the
this.
name on file?
And with that, I want to say thank you to Jake Neutron for our amazing theme song. Thank you to Carrie Feek for our incredible artwork. Thank you to Michael Yunez for.
That's what I thought. You can't tell me because you're fucking recording.
Making us laugh while we record.
You're gonna make him do it.
He's gonna do it right now. And I want to thank Tariq for being my co-host every single time we do this. Deli, thank you again for being on for all 4 of these episodes, being our guest. It's really great having you. Thank you to everyone at home for listening to the podcast and supporting us. We really appreciate you. Couldn't do it without you. And with that, thank you very much, Bren Bren. Wow!
Okay, yeah, no. That's too far. Way too far.
I guess King of the Hill's coming back. You guys hear about that?
Yeah.
The King of the Hill.
See this? You heard about this?
Although it's still like, I think it's still kind of up in the air. They talked about it being a thing, but
Yeah, no, that's weird.
but then in another interview, Greg Daniels was like, yeah, well, we still are like working it out. We don't have a deal to do it or anything, but like we're doing it. Like we're working on it. We just, it's not like there's no network. There's no one's greenlit it, but
They just
we're
kinda-
doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the things that we want to do at our new animation studio. And yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be
You know what?
time
Fuck it.
skip.
That's
We're gonna
fine.
get, like,
That's fine.
10 to 15 years in the future, we're gonna get older characters, which I think is the way to do it. If you're gonna do it, like the regular show ended perfectly. You make it a different show. You make it a new show.
That was fucking crazy, man. That's right. When I watched your video on it, and you were talking about like all the shit.
You gotta remember the rest of that line. There's more of them! It looks like it's the last one. You're gonna be grilling the rest of your life. Is he cooking cool stuff and being funny while he does it? Maybe.
Motherfucker.
Maybe I can relate to that. Maybe that's what we're looking at here.
When to him as a kid, in the second one, I don't really. The first one was the worst one.
It's like arguing what is the shiniest piece of
Get him, that's right.
okay, well, I'm eager to see. I'm more excited to see what that. I think it's your second one. Produce excited. So I feel like King of the Hill.
你兩個仆街冚家鏟，你未夠班我打啊！
But I guess we should say sorry that we did. After the holidays, I got sick. That really,
Bitch.
as soon as I finished, as soon as I was not sick, I was sponsored attached, and it was basically, I literally spent the last week and a half like non-stop working on that, and so just the podcast. There's more of them. Because of that, like that's just the big thing that set us back so much. But we don't want to be we really hate being I know the time to we're actually going to take a couple months.
God!
So we promise we're going to be delivering. We're going to be recording ASAP a few new and so if you really can't go a couple months without a new episode, feel free to Patreon.
Fuck you!
The first one we're going to do is Anomalisa, but you'll be happy to hear we're going to cover the Paddingtons after that. It's something I'm really excited about. I know everyone wants to hear us talk about Paddington. I know some of the big ones that we've been avoiding because of episode lengths, we're going to take the time to watch. So like, we're not having exactly lock it in. The ones you should be thinking about are the realm. King of the classic adult drama.
Like, yeah, it's more than that. At first blinking, it's like, oh, you just gotta watch a couple shows. That's also mixed in with everything else that we have to do.
Shit, that was one of the ones where you have to hit a certain button. Bitch!
We're just gonna take this to backlog many episodes. And now we're gonna come back as we go. Be recording so far. We want to bring you guys up.
I blocked that, fuck you.
There's a lot to do when you're every
Wait, you are hardcore. You watch should be in the warehouse, man.
It took me a couple tries, asshole.
Shit, you're taking off the goods.
you know, we can make videos about those shows. There's one show we want to cover.
Go, 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 man. Hang on, I'll go get the watches.
And literally the whole podcast is about the tiniest bit of show.
Literally.
Wait, we got him. Damn, that was crazy, man.
Think about now.
We did it, holy shit, we did it. Check it out, it's Freddie Cambria.
That was our big boost? A shipment of cheap watches?
What?
Jackie, these are fake as fuck.
Kinda happened just now.
Holy shit, Tyler, what the cops drive? Wait, drive.
Fuck!
Oh, shit.
fucking idiot! This was probably a fucking sting! Fucking dumbass!
That's it. Yeah, John.
If over the next 2 months, you're really
where's this
missing
guy
us,
with me?
you can hear both of us
Don't worry.
talk about Futurama for 2 hours.
You sure you don't want me to stick around?
Oh, man, I got it under control.
Healthy discussion
Alright, your deal.
on every episode.
Hey, wait.
Like,
Literally.
You did
every
good out there.
yeah, every
Plus
episode.
Simsorama, plus Futurama.
Just watch.
A little,
The
couple
game,
people,
you earned it.
a couple people
Right,
were mad I
finally
didn't
hit the big
include
time.
podcast episode, which I maybe should. You never listened to that? You know, on the podcast episode?
Oh, wait, no, you talked about that. Okay, yeah.
I talked about it in
alright,
another video,
yeah. Yeah, you did talk about that before. Maybe you should do the game. Put the game in it. Not that game, the game on the phone.
The game on the phone is that there's no real story to it. There's a setup in the story, and then the rest is just like a not very fun, tedious mobile game. And but they did do really awesome, like fully animated scenes and trailers for it. And that was like literally the final ever produced like fully animated Futurama anything. And it's great. There's like a really funny one where Hypnotoad meets, like the whole plot is that Hypnotoad meets like a girl Hypnotoad from across the ancient Britain. And the scenes are really funny. Like, yeah. That would be the final
So one thing I'll give you from the top. I noticed you started watching.
But I can't think of anything else that might, or Family Guy if they want.
If they want to.
Yes.
Yes.
And they like, I mean, the thing is, like, you got, like, I think South Park could if they wanted to, but they're doing all these Paramount Plus specials, and like, Viacom Paramount wants them to put out content for their streaming service instead of theatrical stuff, which makes sense. That's where the money is right now, is streaming shit. But I hate that these types of movies are the things that get pushed to those platforms, because these are specifically the types of movies that are better in person with
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
why are comedies coming out on Netflix? And that's why everyone's like, there's been no good comedy in years, because you watch them alone in your house.
Exactly.
You have to watch them with people.
Exactly. Saying that to say, it was really cool to watch this show and like a room full of people that understood the show. Because even though we went to kind of like a press thing, right? Like, I was a little scared it was going to be like a bunch of like I don't want to say snobs, but like I guess like people that didn't, like that
Didn't appreciate it.
yeah, like that don't laugh at like that. Because there is a lot of that in this movie. There is a lot of that Bob's Burgers, like, let's just like, let's not derail from the conversation, but like G or somebody would just like point out something small, and then it would just turn into this thing, like for a little bit. And there's a lot of that in this movie, and everybody was just like, cracking shit up. Yeah,
It seemed like
really cool.
at least, and even if it wasn't everyone in the theater was laughing, the people who were laughing hard.
Right.
Which was great. So it was like a really good theater experience. We were laughing really hard. The people behind us were laughing really hard. It just felt good to be able to like see these characters on big screen.
Yeah.
I guess we get the movie. First of all, looks fucking gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's really
I
pretty.
speak
I remember when they first announced it. That was my first thought. Was
looking
like,
for
how
this place,
how is this
Old
going to
Temple
look?
Academy.
Like, you know what I mean?
I thought
Because
it was around
it
here.
is
It's
Bob's Burgers
supposed
is
to be
animated
a
on
kung fu
Toonboy.
school,
Does
but
like
I was
utilize
totally lost. I have no sense
bridge
of
to a certain
direction.
extent.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I mean?
the movie was too. Like,
Yeah.
Too far.
Yeah.
Right. So I was really curious how they would
it would be easier than
do
explaining
that
what it is.
theatrically. And it kind of, you ever watch
Okay, yeah,
Central
that'd
Park?
be really great.
I've seen a
My
couple
name's
episodes.
Amanda.
I gotta watch more.
Yeah, so it
Or
animates
Amy.
a lot like
Either one is
those
fine.
like
Oh,
really
nice to meet you.
fluent song
I'm
sequences in
Right.
Central Park.
but there's like intense cinematic like staging and shadowing. And it's just really cool to look at on the big screen. They do sometimes like they don't stray away from like the normal Bob's Burgers staging where like characters, if they're going back and forth, they're just
What brings you to Hong Kong?
for a second. You know what I
Thinking
mean?
of becoming Chinese?
And I do think that at certain points when I felt them doing that, I
I
was
just
like,
finished college.
oh, I feel like there's like, but I think that's just kind of like
You
my
know,
artist.
figuring out
And, but like that, I felt like I'm like, oh, you could have like made him like do something.
How's that going?
Really cool. Like,
Well,
but
I've only been traveling for a few
that
weeks,
doesn't
so
mean anything.
no
I-
real
I-
progress in the life.
There
So this is the Bam Bam Club.
Back home I saw a
incredible
restaurant.
character animation, especially in the dancing. There's so
Well,
many
let the locals
dances
hear
in
you
this
say
movie,
that.
like really weird, goofy dances, and they're
Well,
all so
I've only
funny
been traveling for a
and
few
like
weeks,
so
so
bizarre.
no real progress.
Like
in
I don't
life.
like they must have gotten some weird
But
people
I'm
in
checking
there to
out
do reference videos for some of these dances. 'Cause,
What
like,
about you?
I don't know. I don't know how you come up with some of these
I
dances.
wouldn't say
It's
that.
great.
You know, I got a few
But it's just like
family issues I'm working on
it just looks
clearing
good in general. The opening,
Once that's
the
dealt with,
opening takes
I'll
place.
get on to
It's like
figuring
a,
out
it's like a
life.
flashback
Oh, yeah?
6 years ago, and it
Got
takes
it.
place on a rainy night at the
Well,
woods.
the trick
It's
to
just
Hong
like
Kong is learning to
it's
live
just
by
like the stormy
Chinese
night,
wisdom.
beautiful
Look
like
both ways
dark
before crossing the
palette,
street.
like
Always
sweet,
buckle your seatbelt.
great sound
And only
design,
apply
and it's
makeup
just
at red light.
gorgeous. It's so
Wow.
pretty.
This is a pretty
Um,
cool place for a kung fu school.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
like,
the school
I
isn't
just
in the
wanna
temple. Not that temple anyway.
Didn't
It
they
makes
use
me
this temple
think,
as a
like, God,
backdrop
what-
for what was it? Fists of Carnage?
What could
it was
like you know like I
using
want
the
to see more
grandfather's
things
Shaolin
like fully realized in like bigger, more theatrical, more cinematic
And only
ways.
apply
Where
makeup
they have the
at red
time
light.
to like
Don't
really
text and
invest.
drive.
Right,
You know,
right,
that
right.
kind of thing.
One of the things we talked about yesterday was about how one of the things I really appreciated was that they
Only two things are crashed into a corner of a wall and a payphone. That is good.
We associate these characters. That was one thing even as a kid that I like understand.
Those fucking shitballs.
Like like what that would look like in cinematic staging, but instead they take them out.
Isn't this school supposed to be in a temple?
Right, which I still think everything about it is still really pretty, but I do, I like when shows do that, like Powerpuff Girls did that a lot too, where it's just like, these are areas that we know and we're familiar with, but they look so much bigger because of the scale.
Yeah, and then I also like that
I'd
Bob's
like to
like
sign up
so
for
they
some kung fu
a lot of it is at the wharf,
I read
it's
about
at
your
the Wonder
school in
Wharf,
my
the like
guide.
the theme park, and they also do shit where they're like, oh, let's like unveil more aspects of this. Like we get to see inside of the molehill ride, which is really cool. And, like, there's like a secret area under the wharf. There's like the under wharf where like there's all the storage that like it was, and that was like that stuff was really theatrical and cinematic. It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's what I was going. One of my things about it was just that like another thing I think about when cartoons go to theaters is that they'll try to justify the leap to theaters by putting the characters in like a situation that just couldn't happen in the show.
Right.
And in doing that, sometimes you jump and like put these characters in situations that don't feel
Didn't even
natural.
give you time to
Like in the
correct
Hey
him.
Arnold movie, they just become like spies at one point.
Yeah,
and it's like Arnold and Gerald like play basketball at like the pier. Like what are they doing?
Alright,
like,
let's do this.
like as spies, but like in this, they don't really do that until the end, but it is a natural progression. Like even when it becomes life or death,
right?
You're not taken out of it like, yeah, what are they doing? Like they get you there in like a really, really natural way.
Totally.
And I'll say it like, even though like that's the thing, right? Even as an adult, you go into these movies like, oh yeah, they'll be fun. There's no way like they're not gonna fucking kill the characters off in like a movie season 13, right? You know what I mean? But like. They do it for long enough to where I got scared. Like I was like, wait, what?
They do a great job.
It was really cinematic. We haven't really spoiled anything yet, but like, if this isn't enough to make you want to see the movie without spoilers, then I don't know.
This is fun.
So I guess we can dive into spoiler stuff now.
The part I'm talking about is when they're like about to go into the hole.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's that shot where like you see from their perspective, and like it's like, I was like, oh man, and I just looked at Bob, and he has his kids with him, and I was like, oh
Yeah, it's brutal. They do a good job because, like, I mean, like the important thing is that the characters think that they're gonna die. You know what Right, and like you get the real genuine like fear and reaction to them. Even though as the audience member, I'm like, well, like I know they're not gonna kill Bob Belcher and Bob Burger, but you know they're like these characters are genuinely fearing for their life and they're in a scary situation, and like, it works. It all works. So I guess all right. So like I guess broad strokes of this plot are we get like this flashback at the beginning. Now you kind of see the shadows of some character getting killed. To teach some compassion. Like a gunshot. Character dies, and then they cut forward to the future to modern times. And it's like very true to Bob's Burgers because the whole problem is we're poor and we can't pay our loan. Like we literally can't pay our loan, which is so purely Bob's Burgers. Like it's Bob and Linda can't afford. One for each. They have a burger restaurant. They never make enough money. They're struggling to make ends meet. And so, like the whole beginning of the movie is them like it's also a musical. There's like three musical sequences, musical numbers that are pretty funny. And the beginning opening one is basically them like being positive. We're gonna bring our loan officer a burger, and he's gonna give us an extension on our loan. Everything's gonna be great.
Yeah,
and then immediately he's like, no.
Yeah, and in that same song they set up all three kids as motivation.
Exactly.
Gene makes some kind of weird instruments with like the napkin. What do you want to do? Yeah, like the spoons. And Louise talks about like her hat, and like that's a big thing about like they like what's the character that calls her a baby? One of the girls in the room calls her a baby, and then she's like, nah, fuck that, I'm not a baby. And then like the entire movie is her struggling with that. You hear like the origins of her hat and everything like that, and you hear it recontextualized and all of that. I think that's, if anything, I feel like that is the like emotional crux of the movie.
Definitely.
Is the stuff with Louise.
Definitely.
And a little bit the stuff with I get all of that. I think about it. All everybody's plots is like really sweet.
They
like
are.
Like even Jean's is probably the one that like does the least throughout the movie, but even that has a sweet conclusion.
And it's really satisfying.
Yeah, honestly, that's one thing that they didn't do that I thought they were gonna do, and I don't know if I'm disappointed by it or not. I thought somehow Gene's instrument was gonna work its way into the climax,
right?
But it didn't, and
I know. I do think that's one thing. Maybe the movie could have done better is have, because it really felt like the climax is pretty much all Louise, because like Louise, the climax of this thing is like. Granted, we're jumping around, but the climax is like this whole thing where they have to climb through the inner workings of this this amusement park ride to stop a fuse from blowing up the wharf, basically. And so like, so Louise is the character who's trying not to be a baby, so she's like brave and climbing through over this thing and doing all of this like really dangerous stuff to be brave and not be a baby to save the day. And like that's where that really ties in great. It does feel like maybe they could have done something where they all came together in some way to do it. Yeah. But it also works as a Louise story, you know what I mean? Because I still get, I still feel pretty happy and satisfied with the way the other characters' stories ended. They just didn't like all coalesce into the climax like maybe I would have hoped they would. Mm-hmm. But still great. It was still fun, yeah. And then. So, like, the big problem in this movie is that they're basically like, well, we have 1 week to pay our loan. And then the moment they say that, a big sinkhole in the ground opens right in front of their restaurant and no one can come to their restaurant. So, like, they're screwed. They have 7 days and there's no way for them to make any money to pay their loan off. And then... we gotta talk about the sequence when Louise goes down into the hole.
Yeah. Oh man, you like?
We gotta talk about it.
You like hid your face.
I do. It was so gross. It was nasty. I had like a visceral reaction to the sequence. So basically, once Louise is called a baby, and in order to prove for her to like she wants to prove that she's not a baby, so she's like, all right, film me. She tells her siblings to film me going down into this sinkhole. It's a big scary sinkhole. I'm gonna go down there. She falls in on accident. She decides she's not going to do it. She falls in. And then when she's climbing up, she accidentally pulls a skeleton out of the ground. Like, it's like literally buried under the street, and it pulls out of like the side of the hole, and it falls onto her and its teeth fall into her mouth.
That was the roughest part.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
And like truly everyone in the audience was like, no!
Because I was just like off the skeleton, like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, no. And then like the icing when it was the teeth falling.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this is sick.
But
it
was pretty great. It was a good moment.
And I like that it did happen for a reason because she
Yes.
keeps the tooth the
Yes,
entire movie.
exactly.
And then it's part of how they find out.
Yeah, exactly. And so, so that's like the broad strokes of the plot, and then like basically the main story is driven by Louise. Like obviously you've got this issue where the family can't afford their loan or their rent, and so basically Mr. Fischoeder gets pegged for being the murderer, so he gets arrested initially, and they're worried because if he gets arrested, they're especially screwed because he's their landlord, and they're like, well, we can't. He's gonna give us a break on our rent right now, but no one else. Like, if he's getting arrested, that's not gonna happen. So Louise, in an attempt to like prove that she is confident and strong, is like, I'm gonna solve this murder. I'm gonna save the day. I'm gonna be brave and not be a baby. So she's very much driving like the main story of the plot, which I think works. I think that's the right. I think Louise is the right choice to drive the plot. And then at the same time, you've got the story where Bob and Linda are like, Teddy makes them like a burger cart, and they're going around the wharf trying to sell burgers to like basically make ends meet. And then you also find out that the person who died was a carny, and so. I love the sequence where they go to this place called Carneapolis, which is a great name. Carneapolis. And so basically it's like this little like basically mobile home village in the middle of this part of the town where all of the carnies live. And like I love the design. When they're walking through the alleys, like I love it looks so good. There's a really funny musical sequence there. Carnies are just funny characters. I don't know why. Just like they're weird. They're weird people. They're funny characters. And then like I guess the main side characters who are a big part of this are the Fischoeders. You got Felix and Calvin Fischoeder. Yeah. And then a new character who is the cousin Grover. His name's Grover. Who plays him? Someone played him.
Was it? Who was Zach Galifianakis? Who was he?
Zach Galifianakis is, I feel like, isn't he? I think he's Felix Fischoeder. I think he's. Okay. I think so. Hold on, let me look this up. Bob's Burgers Fischoeder. Spell it literally.
That's really funny.
Fischoeder. Calvin is Kevin Kline, and then. Yeah, probably. Felix is. Where's the?
Nice. Says he's 55.
It says he plays it.
Is it just like not open his mouth in the cartoon? Like, where is he?
So, he definitely does. He talks a lot. Let's see. When I go to the movie, it's especially tough because I'm holding the microphone. But normally I'm on a computer and I can do this while we're talking without anyone noticing. Like I'm looking things up. But here we go. This will be the way. This is the way. Cast and crew. Cast. Although this seems like a small cast list. Maybe they don't have everyone yet. God damn it! I fucking hate this. Okay. Out of order. Kevin Kline's Calvin Fischoeder. Yeah, Zach Galifianakis is Felix Fischoeder. And then who plays Grover? Not listed here. Nice. It was someone big. Yeah. It was a fun. Nice. It was a fun. Who the heck was it? Grover Fischoeder. Grover Fischoeder. Did he appear in the show? He does appear in the show.
Oh, nice.
He does appear in 2 episodes of the show before this.
Nice.
I had no idea. I guess I had not seen him. David Wayne. That's who it was. David Wayne. Who's a great director, great comedian. There's a comedy group called Stella. If you've never seen them, they're very funny. And he also directed a movie called Wet Hot American Summer. Fucking brilliant film. Also, the sequel show I love. Really great rom-com parody you should watch called They Came Together.
That's good. I like
Great
that
title.
It's a great title.
And it's just like a parody of all rom-coms. It's a parody of all rom-coms. Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler are the stars of that movie. It's really good. So Grover, I guess, has apparently been in 2 episodes. I didn't see him in those episodes, but he's a huge focus in this one. And then basically, the mystery is like Louise is like, I need to figure out who actually killed this guy so that I can save the family. Save the family. Let us so that we can actually afford to pay our loan. And it's all driven by her. It's really good. And then when she figures it out later in the they basically go into this like amusement park ride at Wonder Wharf called the Molehill, and there's like this secret clubhouse they have underneath where the fish odors hang out. And she figures out that it's Grover, which, like, granted, going in when Grover appeared, I'd like never seen him before.
I found one of your statues.
I bet this is the guy. Like, this is gonna be the villain. That was like my initial reaction.
Since we kind of went in with less knowledge of the show than like a super fan, I do think that they wouldn't have that same wall up. You know what I mean?
Right,
like a super fan would go in and be like, oh, I know him.
Yeah, it's Grover. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I do think that. Man, what other fucking cartoon would do that? Where they would take somebody that you already know and make them the villain. They usually just kind of like create like Simpsons movie just created. Pretty much like proto Hank Scorpio.
Yeah, no, not proto. It was post.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
post Hank Scorpio.
Yeah.
I wish it had been Hank Scorpio.
It was supposed to be, but I think there was something about they thought the audiences wouldn't
mistake.
Right.
Mistake. It doesn't matter. You can if you present the character. As the head
doesn't matter.
Right, and if you present the character as the head of the EPA, Hank Scorpio, for super fans, it's like, oh, Hank's back. And for people who are new to it, are like, oh, he's the head of the EPA.
That is literally what just happened to us yesterday watching this movie, because we didn't know him.
Right.
And we just were like, oh, okay. Yep. That's just their cousin. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's only been 2 episodes before that. Season 9 and Season 11. Maybe I had seen those episodes, because I feel like I've watched... What are they on season 12 now?
12 or 13.
I probably saw his episode in season 9, but I don't know if I watched season 11. I think I've watched seasons like 1 through 10.
Okay.
So I'm a few behind. So the big reveal is that he's basically framing Calvin. He tried to do it 6 years ago and fucked up, and then he's framing him because he wants to basically take over the family trust, because everyone in the family has been charged with a felony, except for him, and except for Calvin, which is really funny.
Yeah.
But like the mystery unfolds in a really fun way. It's all really funny. You get to see new parts of town and old parts of town in new ways.
Word.
One of my favorite visually was we've been to the fish odor's house before.
Yeah.
Big Victorian mansion, and then Felix has like the treehouse Victorian mansion. And we've seen those in the show before. They look so cool.
It was really
in the theaters. It was so great. Let's see. Let's talk about some other characters. So like Gene's got this subplot where he's trying to be a musician. So it's like lines up with Gene, and he's creates this weird little instrument out of a napkin holder and spoons.
Which is like, we should say you like called it before the movie started.
That's true.
We were sitting in the theater and they just had this picture of like it was like the family, and Gene had the instrument in his hand, and Johnny was like, is that like a fucking napkin holder with like spoons?
And then like truly in one of the first scenes, Gene's like, I'm making an instrument out of a napkin holder and spoons.
Like directly.
It's like one of the first things that happens.
Yeah.
It's really funny. And then Tina's got this great subplot where she's just like, she wants to ask Jimmy Jr. to be her summer boyfriend.
But what I really like about it is just like, it's not her being nervous that he'll say no. It's her being nervous that he'll say yes.
Yes.
And like, oh, what if I don't like him?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? And I love that. Like, I didn't think they were going to do that.
Really cool subversion, especially because like Tina, the whole show is like, she's just like into Jimmy Jr. She's like boy crazy. Like that's her thing. And for yes, like to really like deeply examine what it is about Tina that prevents her from making those bigger steps towards that. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's really interesting. So like, the idea is that she's worried her fantasy Jimmy Jr. that she dreams about all the time is not Jimmy Jr. And she'll be with Jimmy Jr. and be like, oh, he's not what I thought he would be. Right. It's smart. It's really well done.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I do
like
too.
That. One thing I like about it just kind of reminded me when watching this movie. One thing I like about Bob's Burgers that it does better than like any other adult animated show about a family, like Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, is you can look at those kids and understand where all of their traits come from.
Yes.
Like Louise is 1000% Bob's daughter.
Right.
Like, and you like there's like sections of the movie where she's just like, oh my god, like
Yes.
like exactly
Yes.
like that. And
and
like
then there's
Tina,
also, but also you see Tina. You also see when Bob gets stressed, he has very Tina-like mannerisms.
Exactly.
Like,
There's that great bit where like where they see a ride and Tina's like, oh yeah, I got on that with Dad, and then it was like this really slow ride, and they're both really happy.
So funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah. And they're going so slow. And there's a great follow up to that joke at the end during the climax, because basically Louise is on that ride trying to stop this fuse, and it's going around this like really tiny curve, and Tina's like, there's a wicked turn coming up.
Yeah.
There it was. It's like it's nothing at all. It was so funny. I love that so much.
Yeah.
And then like Gene is very Linda. Yeah, Gene is very Linda.
Mm-hmm.
He's so funny. I feel like I got the most laughs out of Gene in the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like, and he's constantly like spitting out jokes, so like it makes sense. Like he probably tells more jokes than any other character.
Right.
But I think I laughed at him the most in this movie. Let's see, what else do we got to talk about with this movie? The music is good. I think Bob's Burgers music is always fun. It's always interesting though, because like the thing about Bob's Burgers music is like I think it's always fun and clever and like catchy, but all the characters have such weird voices and not necessarily like great singing voices. You know what I mean? Like I love John Benjamin singing, but he's mostly just talking like this. You know? and I think it works, but it is like, and it's fun and I like watching it, but I do feel like, you know, in something like the South Park movie, which is also a musical, those songs get stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Yeah. And the Bob's music I liked, but like I wasn't walking out like humming any of the songs.
So, I think like that first one, it did everything that like a first song in a movie should do. Yeah. Like it set the stage and it set up what everybody's thing is going to be for the rest of the movie.
Yes.
What I really appreciate about it.
It's like everyone's I Want song.
Yeah, and it's like what I really appreciate about it is that it's gigantic. Like it really does. It does feel gigantic. All the characters are like singing at the same time. Yeah. And it's really great. And I really love that. Like that. I said it yesterday, but like the entire movie, I was just smiling the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
Like it was just so everything about it. I just really love. And yeah, I don't know. Like even like the villain song, like Calvin's song, right? It's so.
Wait, you mean Grover's song? Yeah, Grover's song. Yeah,
Grover's song. It's so fucking funny.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. Like it's just like.
But it's funny because he's bad. Like it's funny because he's a bad singer. Like the joke is like he's about to sing this big song that like reveals his whole plan, and he's like, I'm the villain, and he's got the goofiest fucking dances you've ever seen, and his voice is so bad.
And like the pitch he chooses to sing that song is so funny. As high as possible. There's a part where he asks is like, "Do you want to hear my plan?" And then they just kind of like look at him. Yeah. I don't think it registered when he asked. And they're like, "I'm gonna ask you again."
It's so funny.
And Bob's like, yeah, all right."
I love that sequence. I was laughing so hard the whole time during that whole sequence. There's like a really awesome chase under the wharf.
That's the coolest part.
This under wharf chase. It's so cool.
I was into it.
There's that shot there's a shot that everyone viscerally reacted to, but you were just like, oh shit! And it was so they go under the wharf and they get in this car, this like clam car, to start driving around, and Grover is crawling through this vent after them.
God.
And it is like fully like a horror movie. It looks like a horror movie shot where he looks like a creature. Like it's like a body horror shot of him like
you're right, I did yell, oh shit.
You yelled, oh shit.
The way that shit is animated is legitimately terrifying.
It's so scary. And everyone had like a visceral reaction to
and
that
like
shot.
oh man, the lighting too. There's like backlight on him because he's coming out the room.
It was like a orange,
man.
warm glow behind him, and he's just like, it's just like a black
looks like
shadow doing this. It was scary.
A fucking tarantula, bro. Like that shit is crazy, man.
It was so funny.
Yeah, I definitely did. I forgot that happened. I did. Yeah. Oh shit, that reminds me of me and Johnny were watching this. We were watching this reaction to No Way Home yesterday.
Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home.
And
there's the part at the end of the movie, spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home if you haven't seen it. There's a part at the end of the movie where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man stops Tom Holland's Spider-Man from like stabbing Green Goblin with the glider. Mm-hmm. And then Green Goblin stabs Tobey Maguire. Mm-hmm. And there's a big crowd reaction. Everyone's like, and then one guy just goes, "What the fuck?"
Yo, it's so funny.
It's so funny.
Man, that shit killed. That shit killed.
So funny.
Yeah, I guess I felt like him at that moment.
Right.
So
like,
that.
oh shit.
Yeah.
It was so good. But like that's crazy. This movie had like I had the big visceral reaction of the tooth falling in her mouth. I was like, oh no!
Yeah.
And then when that scene, I had a visceral reaction to that, but you just screaming, oh shit! It's good. Like it's not something you maybe expect of a Bob's Burgers movie to give you those big visceral audience reactions.
Back to what we were talking about, like that's what's cool about seeing shit like this in the theater.
Right.
Like just like that. Like being that immersed in it, like it being that big and being that immersed in it to where you can't react.
I wouldn't have had those reactions watching it on Disney Plus.
Probably not.
No,
I don't think I would.
Yeah, it's so like I know the movie theater's money, guys, but like this, let's give this movie money.
I think it's worth it, bro. Like legitimately, like I do think it's worth. Even if you like Bob's Burgers a little bit, if you have any like just a little bit of like passing knowledge of what the show is, right? Because like I'll be honest, I can't even tell you the last time like I watched it regularly. Like I'll catch it. There was a point in time, right, where like before I moved, I was watching Animation Domination every night. Mm-hmm. So like Simpsons, Bob's Family Guy. But the thing that started to happen was they would play The Great North after The Simpsons, and The Great North is animated and voice acted very, very closely to Bob's Burgers. Yeah. So by the time Bob's Burgers came on, I would just feel like I just watched it, right. And I would like not want to watch it, and it would be really upsetting because I love Bob's Burgers more than I love The Great North. You know what I mean? Right. And so I just kind of would like miss episodes. But even the ones that I did end up seeing, even though like it was kind of tainted a little bit because of the show before it, it was still really, really funny. But like, yeah, even somebody like me who hasn't seen like an entire season in a while, like I still was able to understand everything. Yeah. I still was able to laugh at everything, and like, I don't know, I still was able to care. Like I still was able to really give a fuck about what happened to everybody.
And I think it was like they walked a really fine line really effectively because they also like they didn't shy away from maintaining continuity with the show. Like there are aspects of the show that they like made passing references to, like of things that happened previously in the show, and that never, like me not knowing exactly what they were referring to, never took away from what was happening in the show. But like alternatively, like I feel like the Simpsons movie doesn't, and even the South Park movie, granted the South Park movie came out like really long, like season 3, there's not that much reference, but like they don't make, I think Bob's Burgers movie makes more references to the text of the show that came before it than the Simpsons movie or the South Park movie do.
I think
like there are some things like I guess like understanding character relationships goes a long way for like the Simpsons movie, but they're never like. But most of the references to things that happen in the show are like visual. They're never
like that's what like like the character relationships thing, like the whole first act of the Simpsons movie is re-establishing how all of these characters feel about each other, right? Like they re-establish how Marge feels whenever Homer does something. They have the whole dare sequence and you get how Bart feels about Homer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they do all of that. So that if you just have a passing knowledge of the show, you get reminded.
Man, wait.
But they don't do that here. They don't do that here. And I legitimately
took a chance on me, Winston. Wanted to
in
make
this
sure it
case,
paid off.
I don't feel like they had to.
I don't
Right
think
at
either.
it.
Like they're even like really
It's gonna
direct
pay
references.
off.
Like there's like Felix Fischoeder has this like relationship with his character Fanny, who I guess in this show
You know anything
previously
about the
went to
minibus
jail.
racket?
And like, and so like they make a reference to that. Like, oh, she's out of jail. I was like, yep, he's like out of jail now. Like
but
they
you
just
can
like,
easily laugh at that.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
she wins.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's like okay. Because one of the
Now
issues I had with the first Hey Arnold movie was
I
that
appreciate
like
it, Winston.
they just kind of
No,
like
Right now it's history.
open with
But you know how to deal with
oh shit, they're about to destroy this town.
right.
We don't have any time to like establish like how do
Take
these
us through the
characters
guys
feel
we
about
need.
this town? How do they feel about their neighborhood?
Right.
Like and like showing everybody, you know what I mean? But like with this, I think
What's going on?
they do
Going
a
on
really
out
good job.
Taking over Marlboro Drive. One man
all
per
of that
stop.
in
Anybody
the
gives you
first
shit.
song.
Fuck
So by the
them
time
up.
they get
Snacking around, no
you
killing.
already
what the fuck are you
in.
doing,
You
little
already
bud?
understand.
All guys and son on Yeet,
Um,
taking the route, not declaring war.
That's
Can
that's
ask
really
fine
that's
by
really
me.
what I feel like the first Arnold movie. That's really all it needed. It was just kind of like just like one or two scenes of just like
I'll take this
characters
one.
legitimately just
Yeah, kick his
enjoying
ass.
themselves in the place that they are, and that's
Wait,
why
well, I'm
like
good.
when
How come we're going
when
after Dark
directed,
Eyes?
that's
Shouldn't we
when
be
it
fighting
really
18K? Dark Guy came after us?
The
This
Simpsons
is payback.
movie does
Plain
that.
and simple.
Yeah.
What if Dark Eyes complains to Big Smile D?
I was
What if
thinking
he
about
sends
that.
Mr.
I
Tall
was thinking
after
about
us?
that. How
Look, dude. Dark Eyes might
sometimes
be
really place them in
Winston
situations
is
that are,
No,
like,
but-
like unusual. And like this movie does do that. So, like, the dome. But it is funny. Like the visual of the dome popping out always gets me. I guess in the scheme of I guess like okay, we're looking at 4. We got 4. I would say there's 4 animated films based on properties that like I put it in this fact. We talked about Beavis and Butthead, South Park, Simpsons, and Bob's Burgers. And I think all 4 are good. All 4 are very good.
Right.
And I'm trying to think like where would I rank Bob's? And it's hard because I like them all for such different reasons.
Like I don't.
And I've got nostalgia for some of them and less for others.
Well, look, right? Like I have absolutely no nostalgia for the Beatles. Like whatsoever.
Me neither. And then we
But
ruled.
I think it might be better than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I also think it might be
You
because
give it
of
your
like
fist. I'll give you
the
that.
absurdity of
Thanks.
what Beavis
Yeah,
and
we have
Butthead
another
is.
guy with us. A
Yeah,
while
how they
He was good with his
that
fist,
translate
too.
into, like,
Came
this
out of
story
nowhere.
They don't even know.
Good
They don't
story.
even know that they're
Didn't
moving
talk
through
much.
this
You
insane
remind me of
giant
him.
plot.
Right,
A lot.
right.
Turned out he
They're
was a
Beavis and
cop.
Butthead.
And I think
That's why he
too,
couldn't kill
I think,
anyone. See? So
I
now we
think that just
know
kind of
how to
speaks to what
spot a
Bob's
rat.
is, though, because Bob's
You know that?
is very
You know what they do to traitors, right? When Tommy's done with them, he
and
buries them
dialogue
alive.
driven, right?
6 feet under. Nobody coming for you.
Hey, fuck you, Conroy.
I still think
Like
about
just
that poor
the
fucker
scale,
sometimes.
the absurdity, and how far they're going to push it. They are two different shows. Because of that, they have to take 2 different kind of approaches to how they,
That's true.
how they would make.
Yeah, and then like I feel like the only one that can really close.
Let's go.
No, you stay here.
Is a close analog is the Simpsons.
Watch how a
Because
real
the Simpsons
man does it.
because South Park came out
Son
just
of
a
a
couple days
bitch.
after the show, so like that was one of their first things. Like a South Park movie now would be so different than that movie.
Absolutely, the Butters is in like 2 shots.
Yes, yeah.
Want
Butters
this
is like
ride,
a
you gotta
main
pay for
character
it.
now, and he was not in that movie. And that's
Belongs to
nuts.
Winston now.
But like Bob's and Simpsons are both like okay, we should have had
Hello,
10 plus
tell you
seasons,
what.
and then we start like flipping and
How about I
so
break
and
your leg,
they've already
see how you
established
drive
the world,
that
all these characters, all these character dynamics, all these different relationships, and we have to build a movie plot with all of that in place already. And I guess Beavis is different though, because like really, when you look at that show, like, there are some characters. There's like the
You gonna do
Butthead,
comedy from your hospital
Tom
bed, pal?
Anderson, the Van Driessen, right? That's the teacher. And it's pretty much like, and the principal. Daria, yeah. But she like shows up and then disappears.
Daria's a lady? No.
No, she's not.
Okay.
They make a passing reference to Daria in the first revival season of Beavis and Butthead. The only revival season at this point. There will be more soon. Yeah, and so like, I think I like Bob's Burgers movie. To me it feels like not only closest analog in execution and like context of its being Simpsons movie, but I also think I consider it similar in quality. I think they're both really great. I think they're both I think there's definitely episodes of both shows, like the shows that I like more than the movies, but I think the movies did a really great job of capturing the style, tone, and vibe of the series on the big screen. And I don't want to be a statistic. So like, I would say, if you like Bob's Burgers, you're gonna fucking like it.
Yeah, even just a little bit. Like I said, you just like it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, how could you not smile? Like if I see like if I end up seeing people who say like how could you have that emotion?
The only way I could see someone being like, oh, I didn't like the Bob's Burgers movie is if they're like, well, I don't like Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, but the thing is, and you did a video on this, like they're so fucking wholesome that how can you feel that emotion? You know what I mean?
People just don't like it. Some people don't like the animation style. Like people don't think character models. I don't know. Like people get weird about it. Especially with animation.
Yeah.
People are like, I can't look at it. People are like, I can't look at King of the Hill because the animation style. You're missing out on one of the greatest shows of all time.
Okay, but I've never understand why people. It's just people. It's just real people. They just look like real people. Like what is so ugly about that? Like
people are ugly.
People are like I don't know. Like I could get it with like gross and they like shake every time they talk. They're frightening. Yeah, they are frightening. And I can't. It was just like people. Just relax. You know. I know. Okay. Let's talk about this. As a kid, right, I always thought that it would make no sense. The show is like massive. But now that I'm an adult, and especially since we just saw Oz, right, I feel like a King of the Hill movie in that with those traits that we just saw. I feel like that could really work.
There are plot lines in the show that could have been like that. I'm like, okay, they did big things in this area, like Propane Boom. Like Megalobox.
Propane Boom, yeah.
No.
Return of Japanese.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so you could do a road
right.
Totally do a travel.
Fuck. I don't remember her name.
Oh yes.
Yeah. They could have.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
Debbie.
is kind of close to what they do here, because it is still murder.
It gets framed. Yeah, someone gets framed. Like it's. God, that is actually like maybe the best. That's like maybe the best example of how people do it. It's like heavy personal stakes. I feel like
put them in danger a little bit, but like personal danger.
But you could also do shit like, I mean, like what is the most important to paint? Your family, Propane. Like put those things in danger in some way. Yeah. And you got.
I feel like it could really work, and I would love this. What? But like, what's my, I think that's what I really admire about this movie is that like it was able to take like just like the most chill, mundane show and still manage to turn it big, but still feel like the show.
Right.
And I guess before that, I just thought that like your show had to have some kind of like bigger element or to make it to the screen. Otherwise, like
the town going because real afterward. Like I worked, I like what it is.
Yeah. But like they almost did Camp Krusty as the movie.
Camp Krusty would have worked. It
would
have worked.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. There's, Who Shot Mr. Burns?
Right.
Who Shot Mr. Burns? Like, there's so many things Simpsons have done in the show that are more centric to like the core of the town and not like being this big outlander. Oh, the town is bubbled. The town has been bubbled by the EPA. Granted, I love the Simpsons movie. Like no complaints really. But like they didn't need to go that big. They could have. I guess the difference there is like, well, the Simpsons is never gonna die, so they'll just do that shit in the show.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, this was great. I hope it does well. Please see it. Please go. Just go to the theater see it. It's gonna be more fun to see it with a crowd. Try to go with a bunch of friends. Take a bunch of friends to see the movie. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna try to go see it again the weekend it opens and see if I can see it with a crowd. The crowd we saw was good, but like hopefully a bigger crowd. And if you do end up, if it does end up on Disney Plus, play it a bunch of times so at the very least feel like keep making things. And watch it with friends. Watch it with a bunch of friends. You know, it's more fun.
I can't recommend seeing this. Like honestly, I feel like if they're as far into the episode goes, I hope fucking talk about it. Yeah. I know some people don't care about Village and I don't want to do that stuff. I mean, like if you still here, you haven't seen it. I can't recommend it. Like it's really, and it's just surreal to see. That's honestly one of the reasons why I got why I wanted to.
Yeah, my cover's gonna be fucking blown no matter what, even though I fucking drive perfectly, because the fucking suspicion level goes up no matter what. It seems.
I remember the night Bob and then like seeing them on the theater screen was just like I can't even think like an emotional parallel to that. You know what I mean? Like it's just as simple as like any other time cartoons, whether it be Arnold or Simpsons or whatever. Like it's just kind of growing with characters and seeing characters that you know already and seeing them.
Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, Popstar 3. Suspicion level going up automatically.
In this movie are crazy. The lighting
I said suspicion, not suspension or Susan, you stupid fuck.
It's so
it's
good.
It's all really, it's worth it. It's really worth it.
Yeah, agreed. And that's something I want to like. There's so many things I see on TV of my favorite shows that I would love to see bigger, more theatrical versions of. I mean, like the top of the list is Futurama, but we were saying they're probably going to do a Rick and Morty movie at some point.
Right,
and it'll probably be fun. It'll probably be cool. It's hard to imagine they don't do that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. It's I hope this isn't like the last gasp of this trend that like will never happen again.
Right? Yeah. Because it is far in between. I think the last time this happened was
Okay, it was bugged.
Right, which is great. That movie go to the movie is so good.
That movie's good. Yeah. That movie's really good. It's so funny. That's what that
I did too. Great. So funny.
You know what I've been noticing though is that when this happens now, it's unless they switch into 3D like SpongeBob, it's the big show. Right. Bob is contemporary. Right. And yeah, that's just happening like that too. But like I also think that's cool. That's something that we didn't hear. Like 20 years ago, it was like people wouldn't expect to really get to work so well.
That's true. That's good.
But it does. It does. And like it looks good. Teen Titans Go and this will both look fucking. I didn't see Teen Titans Go and this look
right. It looks really good. I hope we get more stuff like this in the future. I mean, I do wish, like, part of me is just like, part of me wants Family Guy to do it to like help the trend. You know what I mean? They keep the trend alive. Like, all right, like people go see a Family Guy movie. People like that would do well.
People.
Yeah. I would see it. I haven't watched the show much in 15 years, and I would happily go see a Family Guy movie in the theater.
And I think I don't. You know what though? Out of every show too, I feel like Family Guy is just the easiest to make a movie out of because there's so many easy things you can do. Like I joked around about this. I don't know if you saw. I was talking to Kevin about it, and I was saying that like the way I would do a Family Guy movie is just that like I would just do a Road 2 episode.
That's exactly what I would do.
And
I'm saying the same thing. Yeah.
And in order to keep the family in it, I would have like Peter and Lois just kind of go, wait, where the fuck is my baby?
And then and then they're trying to track him down. They're following the path.
Yeah. And then like I don't know, you could have like Brian say like, fam, he has a fucking time machine. Like he's telling them like everything. You know what I mean? Like you could have all of that happen. I don't know. I just think I feel like they could write itself, and I think it'd be really cool.
I agree.
But this shit right here, man, I loved it. I can't wait to see it like maybe 2 more times, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. I don't know when the next time we're gonna get anything like this, but I'm grateful that we got it. Even because I remember when it got announced and it was supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
Right.
And even a month before the release, I was still like, they gonna move this shit, ain't they? Like they just going, it's not gonna come out theaters. Like they're gonna pull back and be like, nah, never mind. Like, and they did.
Yeah.
And I love that they did.
They're probably gonna quickly throw out the streaming stuff, but like the fact that it's gonna be in theaters, please see it.
Yeah.
Please see it in the theaters. It's just worth it. And also like, although I guess there are rumors that like Disney's gonna start doing more 2D stuff again. And that's encouraging because like it's just starting to feel like we'll never see 2D in the theater again. And that sucks because it's some of the most beautiful shit you can see on the big screen. And like, you know, I love plenty of 3D animated films, but like the
well,
fact
yeah, no
that
shit. I failed to fucking do it because he didn't fucking do it when I could actually fucking. God, why the fuck would you vault it? There wasn't even a fucking prompt to do that yet.
It's kind of like because like when at a certain point they just kind of were like, oh man, all these are flopping. It's like, nah, I mean like,
just make them better.
I'm about to say, man, it's not. Yeah, I guess it is kind of make them better, but like honestly, like they just kept kind of making stuff that like I was like, why would you think people wanted to see this?
Right.
Like, dude, I got a whole video of me being a fucking homeowner range apologist, but like, why would you think?
Yeah.
like when it did like I think like maybe like a little under or about 200 million in the box office. What the fuck were you expecting? You know what I mean? Like, what else did you, like, that's not Lion King. You know what I mean? Like, Lion King, they did this really big thing. Like, Tarzan, fucking huge. Mulan, huge. Like, you know what I mean? And even, okay, like, Treasure Planet and Atlantis. I honestly don't even know what that was about. Like, because those movies do look like they're gorgeous and they're huge. But I don't get why they didn't.
There's some weird
they didn't try.
There. Yeah, well, they're not very Disney. Like, that's for
that's true,
you know? Like, I don't know, I didn't see those movies. I think the whole 2000s, I, like, started to check out of the 2D stuff, and I think part of it is they just didn't, a lot of those movies didn't interest me. They didn't seem like they interested me.
I feel that. Yeah. And, like, what was the, I guess Tangled. Tangled was, like, the big, like, oh, shit, this really worked. Cause like
that was the return. Like, that was the return of Disney animation. Yeah.
Like they'll also do stuff like there was Princess and the Frog, and then there was Winnie the Pooh in 2011. And they like to attribute like why 2D weren't doing so well to Winnie the Pooh. But it's like no, you took this movie that you made on a $30 million budget and you put it up against the last Harry Potter. Why? Based on Winnie the fucking Pooh? Why would you do that? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Literally, like, the family movie event of the decade.
What the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, damn, y'all, I guess y'all want to see this. No, you put it out at the wrong time. Like, what is this even about?
So, what a shame. Shit. Well, hopefully this isn't the end. Hopefully we get more. Hopefully you all go see it multiple times. I just like, if it can just make more, I just need it to not flop. That's all. I just need it to make this money back, and then also get a lot of views on Disney Plus whenever it hits that or whatever. Yeah. You got anything else you want to say about the Bob's Burgers movie?
Nah, man. A lot of anything that we've said that we haven't said already. It's really pretty. Everybody is just great in it. I love the music. I love all of the character stuff. like I can't think of like any point in the movie where I got restless or I was like, all right, let's wrap it up. Or I was just like, just kind of feel like I'm watching TV.
Right.
Like it never.
The fuck I did?
I was there the whole time.
Okay, cool.
Did you get Star Supplier?
Every
Yeah,
emotion
such
they
good
go
cinematography.
Yeah, and there's just this fucking phenomenal scene.
I'm giving you Pop Star and Platinum. We got the deal and the double cross on it.
Yeah.
And it's so emotional.
I almost wish we got a little more of it.
It
It was
yeah,
great.
I did too. It was this, I was this close to crying. It was
Yeah.
so nice.
Some really good, some really good like little flashback sequence. We get a little insight into stuff that we haven't gotten much insight into in the
Right.
course of the show. In terms of Bob and his family and Louise, and like it's great. There is one thing that like I was laughing because like I was bringing this up earlier. They almost do this thing where I thought they were going to show us Louise without the porn.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to show it, which is very much South Park movie, like seeing Kenny's face.
Sakes.
But you know what? Like, you know what made me really convinced that they were about to do that was that they made Tina and Jimmy Jr. kiss.
That's
and
right.
that's when I was like, oh
They
shit,
did.
they're about to like, okay,
They're doing it all. They're gonna
Yeah.
do it all. But like ultimately, what they did is they have it fall off, and she's just like, okay, whatever.
Which I do think is, regardless of if you see it or not, I do think it's like an important character moment. So.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And then for us.
Highly recommend the Bob's Burgers movie. Please go see that. And also welcome back to Cartoons That Curse, guys.
Word.
We're hopefully we've got a few months of content banked for you. And hopefully we won't take many more breaks after this. But I don't know if we conveyed this enough, but it's hard to make videos about cartoons and watch a bunch of cartoons for a podcast at the same time. We underestimated how much work that is.
Right.
So we're trying to get a good consistent flow for you guys. We should also plug. Well, while we've been on this hiatus, we've been plugging away at the Patreon, and we've got like probably 8 to 10 more Patreon episodes up.
Yeah.
So if you subscribe to the Patreon, $5, you get a bunch of bonus episodes.
Yeah, you get the Paddingtons, you get the Teds.
Yeah.
We're working our way through the Toy Stories.
Yep, we're in the Toy Stories right now. We did Anomalisa.
We did do Anomalisa. A lot of Hammer talk in that.
That's good. You know what? Start a new podcast called Hammer Talk.
Oh man, movies that they just saw the Hammer. Yeah.
That's it.
Just saw the Hammer.
Yeah, so check that out if you're interested in more episodes from us. And it might get weird with we're gonna start covering shows that have a lot more episodes than what we've been covering. Like once we get into Simpsons and King of the Hill, like we get 20 episode seasons. So those might end up being split into a bunch of episodes. Like that's the thing is like we talked about The Simpsons season 1, which is 13 episodes for like 3 hours. And that's only 13 episodes. And so when we get into these shows that we're obsessed with and we have so much to say about, we just can't help ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so like we might end up being like, all right, King of the Hill season 2 episodes 1 through 7. And then like we might just have to do it that way because we talk about them for so long. So you'll get more content. We'll be covering fewer episodes every week, but you get a lot of us, and also probably more passionate than a lot of stuff because we just like obsessed with these shows. We're just obsessed with these shows. So I don't know. Let us know how you feel about that. And yeah, you got anything else? We sign it off?
Nah, man, it's called the Bobs.
Yeah, until the next time we do this in person. This is going to be the last in person for a while. We're also going to record some commentaries while he's still here that will go up on the Patreon feed. Those won't be video, but you'll be able to sync them up with a movie. So that sounds fun to you. Then we'll have a few of those going. And yeah, with that, I want to thank Carrie Feek for our artwork. I want to thank Jake Neutron for our theme song. I want to thank Michael Yunez. We're in his apartment right now. He's over there. I want to thank him for producing, editing this podcast. And co-hosting After Dark. Definitely check out After Dark, our Patreon.
Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Yesterday.
We did Toy Story 2 in person here yesterday. It was great. Check it out. And with that, I want to thank you. I got to thank you too.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, Trey. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me sleep on your couch.
Yes, no problem. I hope it's comfortable. I'm sorry about my dog. And with that, thank you very much. Talk to you guys next time. we're back. Is that good?
Yeah,
Is that
man.
Good energy?
I think it's good. I think it's great energy, man.
And we're back.
Back. Fucking explosion sound effects everywhere, gunshots, all of that shit.
We're very much assuming this will be the first episode you hear back from our hiatus, which I guess is up to us. So it better be the first one you hear, unless something goes horribly wrong. But we're back. We're back. We took a few weeks off. Sorry, a couple months off, so that we could bank episodes for y'all, and we're finally back with The Simpsons season 1. So it has come to this.
So it has come to this.
Oh man. But you know, we're not recording this recently. We're recording this way in the past, if you're hearing it. So we're just like a few days outside of the Oscar debacle. You all know what one we're talking about. That just despicable occurrence that happened at the Oscars. Cruella won an Academy Award.
What the fuck is that about, man?
A disaster.
A disaster.
It was actually for wardrobe. You know, like if you're gonna give it to anything for that movie, if you're gonna give it to anything. I'm actually more upset that Mitchell's lost it.
Yeah, I was just about to say shout out to Mitchell's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mitchell's for sure. Definitely one of the best animated movies I've seen in a while. So
it's so good, man. I watched it twice. It's so good. Maybe I need to give Encanto another chance, but I don't.
Maybe I do too.
I like it. I liked Encanto. I felt fine about being like that was good, but according to everyone else, it's the best. So, but Mitchell's, I don't know. I don't see myself liking it more than Mitchell. So.
I was talking to Brent, and I was saying because okay, right? Like, I feel like, and many other people, it's not even just us, even people that fucking love Encanto, right? Like a lot of people like this is superior film. So that's one thing. But also, this kind of clarifies that this is already something that we already knew, but this is just a perfect example of like how they obviously don't watch these movies before they vote for them because they would have picked Flea, probably. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause that's like the Oscar bait. So I'm like,
but it's also crazy because they basically did the bullshit thing again where they call animated movies for kids while Flea is in is nominated this year. They're like decidedly not for children.
Man, it just takes one real motherfucker to be like, man, I'm not reading this shit. Animation is for everybody, yada yada yada. Somebody got to do it, and I don't know.
It's also so. This is. It makes me so upset that they bring up all of the actresses who play the inferior live-action counterparts to their animated characters in order to shit on animation.
So I didn't even see them say all that. I just heard people tell me that they said it. And it wasn't a surprise to me because they do that every fucking year. Like, every time. Yeah, I remember them doing that last time. So, but yeah, I didn't fucking know that. Oh,
it's whatever. I mean, like, it's just to be expected at this point. Like, if you look at the history of the Oscars, and especially this award, the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, it is like, there's been like 22 wins, and it's been a Disney property 13 or 14. It's just the case. Unless it's transcendent and pierces the zeitgeist in a way that we don't often see, it's not going to be Disney. The only, like, I mean, it is kind of crazy that early on, even though, like, I will make arguments that there were years that Disney should have won over other things. Like, sorry, Monster People understand. But, you know, it's so, like, there's so many years where I'm looking through there and I'm like, oh yeah, this, like, these are good they're good Disney movies. Not to say they're bad, but like, these aren't winning because they're the best movie. They're winning because they have the most recognition. They have the most name recognition.
I feel like a lot of people voting just kind of went like, oh my kid watches this Encanto shit every fucking day.
Yes, exactly.
For that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's frustrating.
And you know, sometimes like,
statue.
that'll work in a movie's
I am
favor.
grateful.
Like,
Promise myself I wouldn't train members of the
because
Titans.
sometimes like the most popular
But good
movie
for one's
would be the one.
What would you like to learn?
Like Spider-Verse, when Spider-Verse 1.
Yes.
I feel like that might have been
Easily
part
the
of it
most
too.
deserving.
Yeah, it was definitely the most deserving, and it was like, yeah, I guess it was the most. What else came out that year? It was like
Incredibles
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I think it was.
Incredibles.
Oh, was that one also up? Yeah.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 2 for sure.
The one that was its real composition was Incredibles. But that is, I think, an example of one that pierced the zeitgeist. It was so different.
Exactly.
It was there's already so many Spider-Man movies, and yet this one stood out amongst those and amongst all of the other animated films. It just had such a unique style and flair, and it just approached animation different.
So how do we classify what happened with Rango? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, how did Rango win? I mean, it should have, but how do we even like?
That is a good question. Gore Verbinski is such an interesting film. That is, let's look at that year. I think it's because of the lack of competition. I mean,
Cars,
I think it was probably a Cars year because there's no nomination. I think it was Cars 2 because there's no Cars. So I will say, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I imagine you would literally sign up and say Chico and Rita deserve that.
Oh fuck yeah! Now that I've seen Chico and Rita.
But it was up against A Cat in Paris, which I haven't seen, which looks great, French animated, beautifully animated. Kung Fu Panda 2, which is a sequel, and Puss in Boots, which is a spin-off. And I'm not like a Rango head. I'm not like.
I love how he's not yelling at me, food.
But I like that Rango one.
Not using emotional heart and just fucking slamming that guy's head against the corner of the fucking locker.
I definitely do. I've never seen Kung Fu Panda 2, Chico or Cat. But it's between those two. I like Rango more. But I also just like is it stop motion or is it just look like it's stop motion?
For Rango? No, it's CG. It's a
really
fucking crazy CG.
It looks really cool.
All the animals look dried out because of the desert, and like it looks like the last film is shot just like
manager of Club Band, old friend of mine. Now he's working with
you know what upsets me? I still haven't seen it. The following year, 2012, there were 3 stop motion animated up, which is so cool. Paranorman, Frankenweenie, and the Pirates Band of Misfits were all 3 up in that list of 5. And the other 2 were Brave and Wreck-It Ralph, and Brave won. Which like I haven't seen Brave, but even if you're gonna give it to a Disney, like Wreck-It Ralph's better than Brave. Sorry.
Wreck-It Ralph is like 1,000,000% better than Brave. You said it was Paranorman, Frankenweenie, and Pirates. Too?
Yeah.
Oh man, all of those like people love all of those more than they love Brave. That's so fucking funny. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe not Frankenweenie. I guess I don't really hear too much about it.
Yeah, people don't rave about Frankenweenie, but it is Tim Burton, and like the animation is just excellent. I probably my gut says Paranorman is the one I like the best out of these 5.
You gonna let me in?
What do you think you're doing?
But I don't know, man. Like I just look at this category of the Oscars, and it bums me out. Like, when I see,
oh, sorry, of course. Come on in, sir.
It's just you know what though. A lot of these movies do deserve awards though. They just don't deserve to be bunched in with movies that aren't the same kind of movie.
It bums me out so hard when I see like Miyazaki's films lose to lesser films. Like why did Frozen beat The Wind Rises? Why did Big Hero 6 beat The Tale of the Princess Kaguya? Why? Like I just think there's so many
What's going on in there?
when they
This is
look
one
at
of the best
things.
karaoke rooms
I
in
don't
the
think
city.
people take
Nobody
the
gets in
foreign
without a
films
hostess or the
seriously.
boss's
Like
approval.
what foreign animated film has
Work
ever
something out
won?
with the hostess.
I think a single one. I think it's a single one, and that is
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away. It's a bummer. Truth, if I'm being honest, it's all subjective, but like, I don't know if there's a single movie I would choose over any of Miyazaki's movies.
I'm way
They were up for
you
these
karaoke
awards.
hosts, right?
But you know, you get
to the
stuff like
VIP room?
Secret of the Kells isn't that it's an Irish and French animated film. That gets nominated, but doesn't win. The Illusionist is French, that gets nominated, but doesn't win. Cat in Paris, Chico and Rita, they get nominated, but doesn't win.
What's Benny like?
Benny? You mean the manager?
Ernest and Celestine,
Benny's
When
nice
Rises
enough.
get nominated. They
You always make sure you get paid on time.
Song of the Sea,
good.
Pale Princess
So,
Kaguya, both go up against
what
Big
does
Hero
he
6
rely
and
on for
Blues.
protection?
Like,
Come on.
I don't know. It just seems like there's a pattern, okay?
It feels like it seems like there's a pattern, and it feels like whenever they add one or two foreign films to the category, it feels like they're meeting the quota.
Ooh, Clash.
Like everything about everything about that category just feels patronizing to me as a fan of animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if that's gonna change that. It is. And that's what the Annies are for.
Right, and the Annies aren't perfect, but the Annies still at least they got it right this year. Mitchell's. They got it right.
I am fucking this up horribly.
Able to overcome the
God, why is it like this? Why? Why can't it just be a button thing? No, why?
It's free. That's just always how it's gonna be. And I just
Alright, you know what?
there was a little more variety in the choices, because you look back and Encanto, Soul, Toy Story 4, and then Spider-Verse broke through, and then Coco, Zootopia, Inside Out, Big Hero 6, Frozen, Brave. Come on. Like, come on. I like Big Hero 6. I don't think it's too. I don't think I would have chosen it that year. I am one of the few who thinks Inside Out is a little overrated. I know I know that's most of them.
I kind of do too.
I think it's good. It's good.
I'm honestly, I'm just sick of people acting like it's like top 5. I think that's.
Oh, go
is.
fuck
You know
yourself,
what I mean? Like,
dude. I know it's mid to me. It's mid-tier Pixar, which is still very good.
They're all fucking good movies, and that's
Yeah.
important. Is that they're all good movies. I just don't. There's no way that it is very, very easy for me to name 5 Pixar movies better than Inside Out. You know what I mean? And that's not that's not a dig.
I like at least 10 more than Inside Out.
It's not a dig on Inside Out. It's just
right.
They come on, bro. Like,
dude,
you already gotta put 3 Toy Stories before it. You already gotta do that. You know what I mean?
I would
honestly
put 4 Toy Stories. I would put 4 Toy Stories above it.
You feel me? So like, come on. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
You gotta put 4 Toy Stories in front of you. You gotta put The Incredibles in front of it. You gotta put Ratatouille. Like, come on. Alright.
You know what it also beat, which is actually a great transition into our next plug. It beat Anomalisa, which bums me out, because Anomalisa is incredible.
What it beat Anomalisa? Inside Out?
Yeah.
Hell on Earth. They showed a hammer in Anomalisa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, but that brings us to what we want to say. While we've been gone, we have been plugging away at the Patreon. So if you aren't a member of our Patreon, and maybe we're waiting to hold out until we had more content, then now's potentially a good time. We covered Anomalisa. So here's the list of what we've covered so far. And honestly, by the time this comes out, we'll have like 3 or 4 more episodes. So actually, I wrote it out. I did a little plug for us on the pod today, or on the channel today. Let's see. Okay, so the full list that we have recorded so far is Shrek, Shrek 2, Shrek the Third, Shrek Forever After, Puss in Boots, for all you Shrek heads out there.
That's right.
Then we got Anomalisa, Paddington, Paddington 2, Ted, and Ted 2. We did a funny little mini-series where we did the most wholesome teddy bear movie and the least wholesome teddy bear movie, which was truthfully pretty entertaining. It was fun to do. I honestly, check out that Ted 2 episode. I haven't listened back yet, but it was one of the few times where all of us just didn't like something.
Oh yeah,
and
we were
it
so
was fun.
fucking mad.
we were
Yeah.
having a fun time.
We were all so fucking mad. But the Ted one episode is like me being somewhat of a Ted apologist, but not all the way. And Johnny kind of stepping his foot in there, and then Mikey just like, no, fuck out of here, turn this shit off.
I had a fun time talking about those movies with you guys, though. That was great. So, and then also, like, what you're gonna get probably by the time this comes out is we're doing the Toy Story. We're doing Toy Story 1 through 4, leading up to Lightyear. Lightyear will probably be an episode that drops on the main feed, but if you want us to build up to it, then you gotta check out the page. And we got thoughts on Toy Stories. We might get into some arguments, but overall we love them all, so it's gonna be fun.
All good movies. You saw that IGN Pixar list I was doing around?
Yeah, man. I didn't bother. Man.
I didn't either, bro. I really didn't either, bro. And then the next morning, my roommate texted me. He sent me the link to the article. He was like, I'm bugging because this don't look like a bad list. And I was like, you definitely bugging, bro. And here's why. And then I was explaining it to him. And I was like, see, the reason you probably looked at it and was like, oh, it's not that bad is because you just kind of look at it and go, oh, these are all good movies. And you just say, fuck it. And it's like, like don't pay it any mind. You know what I mean?
Well, right off the bat, they put Cars 3 below Cars 2,
yeah.
That's nuts.
They bugged
Cars
out.
2 is so, like, Cars 3 is a lot better than Cars 2. I think Cars 3 is still pretty low on the list, but somebody at Pixar is like a Cars 2, or sorry, somebody at IGN is a Cars 2 apologist. And then, like, you know, it's not my favorite, but Monsters U is really low on the list, and I don't know, man. I really think they've only made a few bad ones. And it feels like they're definitely, like, skewing so that the newer stuff is low. Like, everything that came out in the last few years is 12 or below. You know, it's like the bottom half. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Like, ultimately, you're never going to find a list that everyone's happy with.
Right.
But I didn't even bother looking at this one yet. And I know we disagree about this, but it bums me out that the Toy Story 3 is so highly considered the best Toy Story. I think it's a good movie. I think it's still top 6 or 7 or 8, somewhere out there. Like, I think all 4 Toy Stories are among the best Pixar's. Man,
We'll figure it out.
Toy Story 2 is too low. Toy Story 2 low on your list, IGN.
Nice. Nice.
All right. And with that, I think we should probably cue the theme song and start talking about the Simpies.
I've been watching them for years. It's always been something that fit with all the animated characters that's doing their own bits. With the fryers in the future and a family guy results. With the father from the Hello Burger family running from nothing. Show inspires the same guy, except he don't always say and diverse.
Let's watch cartoons.
Yeah, that's bananas.
That is gross.
What the f*** is up, everybody? Welcome to Cartoons That Curse, the podcast about cartoons that say swear words, aka adult animated films. My name is Johnny. I'm here with my co-host Tariq. Tariq, how are you today?
Great. Now that we're finally talking about The Simpsons.
Finally talking about The Simpsons. If you're not familiar, like, the whole reason Tariq and I decided to do this podcast is because we jumped on a call to talk about collabing, and we just didn't stop geeking out about The Simpsons. That was that. We just were like, remember this episode? Remember this? Yeah, remember this episode? Remember this? It was the best. And we just realized that we both had like an affinity for these adult animated shows that we grew up on.
You're the person I talked to,
and that
right?
We loved them dearly. And
Yeah.
that they inspired us and like kind of helped us become who we are. Truthfully, like partially raised us. And I think The Simpsons is likely I mean, like we talked about Futurama already. We talked about a lot of ones that we love, but like The Simpsons is the show. Like this is the show. This is it. This is the one. And so we're talking about Simpsons season 1 today. If you're new, we normally do mini-series. So like normally you would just see next week, like, or in 2 weeks we talk about Simpsons season 2. Instead, we're doing a new thing on the site. We just took a hiatus. We're doing Simpsons season 1. We're also recording about Family Guy season 1, King of the Hill season 1, South Park season 1, Bob's Burgers season 1. We're gonna do all of those and release them all one at a time. So and then we're gonna decide what series we want to go down.
You want you to know that Dog Eyes isn't your problem anymore.
But so we're covering season 1s, and today we're starting with The
and I'll take care of it.
Which fascinating history.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fascinating history. How do you feel about season 1 in general? Like it's, do you think it? How do you think it feels compared to the seasons that came after?
Yeah, you know what's funny is that like you always when it first starts, and I guess I always did too. But like after watching these 13, it's not that different. It's it's rough. It is rough around the edges. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's, but at the same time, like that roughness is like the charm in it. You know, like the show never looks like this again, for better or for worse. You know?
Yeah.
And the way that it's written, there's like jokes in this season. I'm like, oh, they would have did that in like season 4 or 5.
Right.
Like.
I do feel like
so
I think the big difference for me is it almost feels like this season is a little more focused
good luck with that.
on the premises than the comedy. There is good comedy. There's really funny stuff. But I feel like the thing that stands out and why I love season 1 is how kind of heavy these premises get. Like this is almost like this. Obviously there's shades of this later in the show, but it's just like a season that is really about a struggling family. Like they have their issues, and they don't like undercut those issues with humor. It's those are the focus. Should we talk about the history of the show though? Because it's got a crazy history. So.
Somebody gave came in for the meeting and somebody walked past and said, I can't wait to hear your new idea. I said, excuse me? So in 15 minutes, he headed into a random family and named everybody after the Mars,
and then he changed his name to Bart. It was an anagram of Brad.
Right, yeah. Maggie, actually, Maggie Mary Greg Portland. Hey Arnold got its start as a comic strip in Simpsons Illustrated.
I didn't know that either. What the heck?
It was a comic strip in Simpsons Illustrated, and it was shorts on Sesame Street, like claymation shorts on Sesame Street.
I remember the claymation. Wow. Wild. Yeah, so Groening goes haphazardly pitches this thrown together family, and they did like 3 seasons worth. There's like almost 50 shorts. There's like almost 50 Simpsons shorts, which you're talking about how stupid it is. I have some Simpsons VHSs, and in between each VHS has 2 episodes, and in between them there's so I've seen all those, and I've watched them all. I've downloaded and watched them all, but a lot of them I shitty quality because they never released them officially. There are a lot of them officially. So, but they made a lot of them. They were animated by Class P. Chupo. Exactly, Rugrats Studio, and the original animators were Archer and Silverman would go on to do season 3, so they would obviously they became probably the most celebrated, maybe not most celebrated, but they are the most consistent and persistent and directors in
Wes Archer he's still directing the work of Libby, you know what I mean? Like, he's still doing shit, and Ava Silverman is not a person and he directed.
He directed the movie. He was the guy who got it.
Yeah, and every time they go to theaters, they get him. Because he does all of those, shorts and business work that I don't know. But he also did the Maggie shorts.
I really love the daycare, longest daycare. I love that one. It's a cool history. Also, I didn't realize until I went to jail that at Class D2, that Mullis was the guy who decided to make the I didn't know that was a decision made at the end. I just found that out. I was like, oh, I thought that was just part of what they did.
Because I know, like, the reasoning was, if you flick it through the channel, it doesn't look like anything else. So you're like, what's this yellow thing? And then, like,
smart.
That's what makes you say. And, you know, let the record be known, Tracy Ullman hated the Simpsons shorts. She didn't want him to be a part of the show. She was actually supposed to be Mars because she felt like she had better things to do.
And then she sued to try and get money for it after its success. Then she sued Ode for its success.
Right.
And you know, like I like Tracy Ullman. I think she's of course TV and comedy history, but that was a big fat L that you did.
Yeah, that was and then at a certain point, they come to Matt and
why
they
the
say they
fuck did they actually make it sound like you
special.
did it?
Like I guess some kind of half-hour special or something with the family.
I was fucking shocked.
Somebody was like, I'm just doing a show, fuck it.
Right.
And then,
the other interesting thing is that Castellaneta and Cav, Julie Kavner and Castellaneta were Tracy Ullman cast. They were cast because they were already on the Ullman show.
They were there.
And like, fortunately, they got Castellaneta, who was truly the best voice actors out there.
Sure.
And Julie Kavner obviously had one of the greatest voices out there. She's got one voice, but she's got one of the greatest voices out there. And like, it's crazy how fortunate the elements coming together were.
Oh yeah, and like Nancy Cartwright came in with Lisa, and then I don't know what happened.
Dude, I love them. They're all perfect. Let me ask you this. This is a bit of a tangent. So I'm like, for the first time in years, I am actively caught up with the season. I've been watching this season, and I'm up to date. Not on the whole show, but on this season. And I feel like in the last few seasons, obviously, everyone talked about how Marge just her voice is waning and she's sounding older. But in the last like 2 episodes, for some reason, I feel like it sounded closer to normal. I don't know if I'm just getting used to it, or
I feel like they might be like writing to that because honestly, Marge's voice only really like. I guess it only really like makes me raise the eyebrow nowadays when when she has to yell. She has to yell or she has to like sing and everything like that, you know. But I noticed lately they haven't been making her do that.
Right.
So I feel like that might be part of it. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, I think the reason it's like this is because Marge's voice isn't one-to-one Julie Kavner. Julie Kavner's natural voice is like a little higher than she kind of what she does is she kind of like goes higher than Marge. But as she got older, it became more difficult to go higher. So what I think they should do is they should just let her talk normal and they pitch it up. Maybe they're doing that. And maybe they're doing that. Maybe, yeah. If they are, I think it's a
I mean, like, obviously we know from South Park that, like, magic can be done from pitch shifting. When you hear Trey Parker do Cartman in the booth, it does not sound like Cartman. It's just the intonation, but, man, it's, yeah, it's so interesting. Honestly, I also want to ask the audience, by the time this comes out, we'll be getting close to the end, if not at the end of Simpsons season 33. Should we do a Simpsons season 33 episode after it ends? Just like, we don't even need to go through every episode, but I kind of just like, I'm so fascinated by it and I'm enjoying it so much, and I just kind of want to like, should we talk about it when it's done?
I wouldn't mind.
There's actually an episode I'm gonna talk about later as we how it relates to one. The other important thing, let's get back to season 1. The other important thing that I think was like
instead of asking
wildly
me what kind,
important
because then you made me believe you wanted some.
I was just asking you a
for
question.
this show to be able to flourish
you a
the way that
follow-up.
that James L. Brooks had such an impeccable track record that he was able to basically negotiate that Fox couldn't really interfere. They got to do it, which is actually something we talked about in our first Futurama episode, because that is something that Matt Groening, because of his experience, expected when they went to Futurama, and then Fox obviously wanted to control, which we talked a lot about yesterday, which we both love, but that was infamously the episode that the studio was like, well, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and they did it, and then the studio's like, well, this is bad. So, I just thought that was interesting, that maybe Matt Groening wasn't quite privy to how television normally works, because he got spoiled working with James L. Brooks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they start making season 13 episode order. It is they put together a writing staff, and it is showrun by a trio: Matt Groening, James L. Brooks. Now there's some criticisms to make about their process. The first episode that aired, The Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, was meant to be the Christmas special.
Why did it sound so
written by Lee Martin, who takes issue with the writers because she felt she was unfairly ousted from that role for being a woman, which, like, yeah,
I wrote down that the first episode of The Simpsons is written by a woman, and it's so funny because you can go through the episode list and you could probably count on all 10 of your fingers how many episodes are written by women.
Exactly. And there's I can't remember but they kind of pointedly were like, we think this is like men, the men should be.
Okay, there was the feedback.
Granted, they have great writers, but like, Simpsons Roasting on Open Fire is a good script.
Oh no, you son of a bitch. You're going.
It's a good script.
Honestly, and you know what?
Not going over.
The pilot is supposed to be something meant to be perfect. Actually ended up at the end of the
There we go! Holy hell!
I
didn't think I'd be able to knock him off.
So ended up being.
I thought if I couldn't throw him, I couldn't fucking get him off there at all.
I think outing. Because, like, look, right? I don't know if we actually talked about it on here, but I know me and you have talked about it. I just don't know if we talked about it on here. But you start a show, you gotta start it at this point where, like, why are we starting this? What changes? Why is this getting decided this way?
Bullshit!
And Simpsons Roasting is when they get the fucking dog. So it's perfect. That's when the family becomes whole.
And I don't know if, like, and I also definitely think it's possible, because, like, so here's how it went down. They started animating the show. I didn't learn this until today. So I knew that the reason they moved it is because they got some of their first drafts back, and they were like, wow, 70% of this episode. We got issues with 70%.
They said they watched it, and everybody was silent, and then somebody said, I think it was Jim Brooks, he said, this is shit. And then, I guess it was, Man, I don't remember Gabor. He's like, what do you mean shit? And then he said, foul substance, that yada yada yada. Like he defined it, like he made us part of it.
Very James Brown.
And then Gabor was like, I don't know, maybe this shit isn't funny. And like, so they had another good relationship over there. And I think when they got like an Emmy or something like that, and one of them turned to Gabor and said, this shit's funny after all, huh? There's a lot of petty shit going on over there, bro. Some sick shit. The tea is hot. You know what I mean?
The thing that I read today that I was like, wow, that was that bad. That they basically said that if the second episode had come back with similar issues, they were going to abandon the which is nuts. to think about it, that happened. If they had fucked up, like even if they had fucked up 2 episodes and then everything after that was fine, maybe we never know. Maybe we were looking over the Simpsons.
What does that even fucking look like, bro? Like, what does television look like, bro? You know what I mean? But it's like, it's one of those things where, like, all of the stars just reminds me of the Charlie Brown special.
God!
It went through something similar where, like, they were like, okay, we're gonna make this Charlie Brown thing. We've never animated a full Charlie Brown thing before, so now everybody has to figure it out. And it was like either 6 or 9 months, some insanely short amount of time to put it together, and it was sponsored by Coca-Cola. And then they watched the episode, they watched the Christmas special back, and then they were like, oh my god, this is so bad. And we were just looking at all the animation mistakes, this is stupid. And then, like, they got to the credits, and whoever typed out the credits misspelled shirts. And then that just kind of broke everybody. And then one of the producers, I think, said, I think we just killed Charlie Brown. Like, I think this is it. Like, this is over. And then Ed Levitt, who was one of the animators on the special, he stood up and he said, we're gonna play this for 100 years. And everybody thought he was insane. Like, they laughed him out the room. And it's like the most.
Dude, it's truly one of the most important.
And this is the same thing with The Simpsons, bro. It's like you come so close to thinking, like, this is the worst thing. And we fucked this up, and this is it. Nothing's gonna come from it. But that always happens when you reinvent the wheel. Because you never understand what you just did. You never understand that you just kind of created something that's not like anything.
I agree with you that this episode feels like a better, like, I see how Some Enchanted Evening works as a pilot, because it establishes the family dynamics. It's like, I see how that was the first story they wrote. But this, and I can't decide if it's because, I can't decide if it's, like, it's possible that they went back and suggested things when they knew that it was going to be the first one. Or maybe it's because it feels this way because it was always supposed to be the special. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it starts with that title card.
Exactly. Yeah, which I think is kind of cool as the first episode of the show, because it feels like an extension of shorts, where it's like, oh, they got some shorts, then they got a Christmas special, and then they got a show. Even though that's not how it happened. You know what I mean? And so, but the thing that, like, yes, the dog tying it all together in the end makes a huge impact on, like, this working as a pilot, but also just the opening after. So the opening showing the school, showing the school.
I have to say what I wrote down. I know what I was about to say.
it illustrates the characters. It like explains that all of the characters in the opening are like, it's like a good concise illustration of like what makes these characters to me. Other than maybe Lisa.
Lisa's naked.
Right. Yes, that is something I always notice, which is bizarre. But The other thing that I think works in its favor is
nice.
Is Marge writing her Christmas card.
Yes.
Marge writing the Christmas card feels like the perfect way to introduce the family.
Winston wants to be your
And
friend.
it works
it's so fucking good. There's a picture of Grandpa in the back, and she says, "Grandpa's still with us."
That's your problem.
And you've got
You're
Homer
right.
struggling with the
For my
lights,
sake.
and then she says, like,
Can I
Lisa
go
got
now?
straight A's, and then there's
course
the
you
well,
can.
Bart. Well, we love Bart.
We love Bart.
You know what I mean?
We
Like,
love Bart.
They get everybody in there, and you, by the end of her doing that, you fully understand all of the characters.
Right.
Yeah, and I can't see the show starting any other. It's just a brilliant way to start the show.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect opening sequence. There's things about it that I'm curious about. Like, they talk about Snowball getting run over, and so they got their new cat. That feels like were they going to reference that in any episodes before this,
Right.
or was that written in when they were like, oh, this is the pilot now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so curious about that. Do we see Snowball in episodes that were written before The Simpsons roasting on the fire? I know we don't see the dog.
I actually don't know. I don't think so.
Interesting. Yeah, but literally one of my notes is this is such a good pilot, even though it actually wasn't meant to be question mark. Yeah, it's such a good way to start the show. It also immediately, like, there's so many characters that it introduces immediately. Like, Skinner is there, Moe, Barney, they introduce not only Flanders but Homer's sort of rivalry and inferiority complex with Flanders. You got Milhouse, you got Patty and Selma. You fully understand Patty and Selma's dynamic with Homer.
And there's this fucking. That's why I keep saying that. Like, I don't think this is different from the show as like we always thought it was, because there's this fucking brilliant scene where Patty and Selma are down talking Homer, and Lisa gives this insane speech about how, like, them talking shit about him is like them talking shit about her because she's an extension of her dad, and like all this like super intelligent shit for an 8-year-old to say. And that's Lisa. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. They kind of got it. They kind of nailed it, bro. It's really fucking
At
good.
least have the character
I
model
agree.
open his lips.
And then, like, I think this also is this episode also illustrates what I love the most about season 1, which we'll talk about as this whole thing goes on. And it's that, like, the premise isn't comedic. The premise here is not a comedy premise. The premise is that, I mean, granted, aspects of it are the whole, like, Bart wasting all of their Christmas money because he gets a tattoo. But the crux of the conflict is that plus Homer didn't get his big Christmas bonus because the power plant is free. Like, they even spell out, like, we just didn't want to cut any of the bonuses for the executives, and so you don't get your bonuses. And so the premise is that it is literally a dad who can't afford to get his kids presents. That is not funny. That's not a funny idea. And like a lot of these episodes this season, the premises aren't inherently funny. They all stem from familial issues or insecurities or even just straight up depression. And like, and that's to me the thing that makes season 1 famous. I don't necessarily think it's the comedy. I don't necessarily think it's, I mean, granted, the animation's different, but that's not.
Holy hell!
That's just like
I had a feeling it would do that, but I didn't.
Helps you see that it's different. I think if it was animated,
yeah, that's at least 44 or 58. That is not 3 Deagle.
It would probably, the thing that would make it stand out is these premises that are not as inherently comedic. Granted, there's plenty of episodes that aren't inherently comedic throughout the show, but like, they're heavy. They're heavy in this. Like, that's a heavy premise.
A lot of these episodes, the act break, whether it be in the first act or the second act, is just kind of like a character just being sad and it just fades out. Like in this one, Homer just hangs his head when he looks at like the like Flanders' lights and like how shitty his house looks. He just hangs his head and the screen just fades to fucking black, bro.
Dude,
Like,
it's that they do that a lot in this season, and it's like it's going out on dramatic beats instead of out on comedic beats, which is very rare. Like that's like kind of the thing that these shows would become known for. Like these adult animated shows, like you always have a joke out into the act break, and these were just dramatic, sad beats, and I think that adds to this slightly different tone of this season. But yeah, like you're right in that, like the jokes that are in it, they don't feel all that different than jokes you find in season 2, 3, or 4. You know, it's still like the DNA of the show is still here. You see how it evolved into what it became, even if this still feels like it's got these other aspects that make it feel a little different. One of my favorite things about this season, but in this, I guess I'll talk about them as we go on. But in this episode in particular, when you've got the premise that Bart's gonna go pull off Santa's beard, and it turns out to be Homer, which is a funny premise. It's a funny premise. Like a kid pulls Santa's beard off, turns out to be his dad. But what I like about it is that like Homer doesn't. Like I feel like in some later seasons you might expect the strangling, you know, you might expect him to just get super pissed at him, and he gets mad for a second, but really Homer just immediately opens up to Bart and says, here's what's happening, I can't afford Christmas presents, like this is why I'm doing this, and it's sweet, like there's a sweet moment where he's like letting Bart in on the drama that's going on in his head, and there's a few moments like that in the season that I feel in the season where
the thing I love about Bart in this one is once he finds out what's going on, he's super supportive. Like he's like, okay, Dad, now we gotta figure this out. You know what I mean? And like when Homer is like literally out of it, Bart is doing like this, that's all Bart is doing this, he's optimistic.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I really like it. You know, that's not to say that it doesn't happen later. Really appreciate it.
Me too. I think this is a really good episode. Really, really great pilot. It's a great pilot. You know, I feel like I never really thought about this one much as a pilot in terms of like up there in the upper echelon of like quality animated pilots. I was like, oh yeah, Simpsons season 1 is different, but you know, it then it's Simpsons. And now rewatching it, I'm like, this is a really good pilot. This is up there. This is really strong. Yeah, you got anything else? About Simpsons Roasting on Open Fire before we start moving on?
I don't think I say this a lot during this episode, but I fucking love how it goes.
Me too. I love the looser season 1 animation. It's really charming. It's just charming.
It's when they're watching the Happy Little Elves on TV. He's just sitting on the age lab. I thought that was really cute.
Oh, that is cute. That is cute.
And my last note is that I love that when they just like the moment that Homer decides to bring the dog home is when it like jumps in his arms and he's like cursing the dog out. He's like loser, he's this, he's that, and he jumps in his arms and he's like, he's a Simpson. And I think that's so nice.
I love that so much. It's so good. It's so good. And even just like that whole premise at the dog track of them being like, we got the sure thing, and even Bart calling out initially, he's just like, I've seen all the TV specials, I've seen all the Christmas specials. There's always a miracle that saves the day at the end. It happened to them, it happened to them, it happened to them, it's gonna happen to us. And then for them to subvert that, because they still, like, obviously Santa's little helper comes in and does save the day and kind of fixes everything, but it's not, it didn't save it in the way they expected. They didn't get all the money and get everyone the gifts. They completed the family. They completed the family. It's just smart episode. Good start to the fucking show. It's good. Alright, should we move on to Bart the Genius? Alright. So my first note is I really like the season 1 title sequence. It's
I do too.
They-
This is the
there's
first
some
one
stuff-
where
they just took out a lot of, they changed a lot of the stuff after season 1. Like some of the gags, like there's like the gag, yeah, the stop, yeah, exactly. And it all looks a little different too. Like the color of the school is different, and there's some different background stuff. Like later you see in the intro sequence, Burns and Smithers are like on a over, and this one's just a dude eating a sandwich, or something like that. Like, and then, but I like their, I don't know. I'll say this again. Like I like how it looks. It's like looser. I like the backgrounds. I like the TV. If you notice in the cartoons that Curse intro sequence that we cut together, the TV I used is from season 1, not from the rest. I used the original one.
so season 1 couch gags.
It is. Yeah, I think it's like the second or third episode that they use that one.
This one has one of my favorite couch gags when Bart comes flying up and then like when they cut to the TV, you see him fall down. That's one of my favorite ones ever. I love that shit.
It's so funny because it's like one of the few that actually does something with the TV screen part.
That's why I love that.
And it's the first one. It's the first couch gag we ever saw. It's kind of nuts. Okay, so my first note after this is, so this whole opening where they're playing Scrabble, which makes so much sense for like, also, I guess we should point out, this was meant to be the second episode. This is correct in the order. Granted, there's supposed to be one more before it that wasn't prior, but this is written as the second episode. And like Family Game Night makes so much sense for the family, for prom, like Family Game Night, what's their dynamic, how does it tie into the story here. My favorite part of the sequence, though, is how they drove Homer when Bart is explaining Quidgy.
Bro, that whole scene is so fucking funny looking, bro. Like, everybody looks hilarious, especially Homer. It's so funny.
There's so many things about this season that you see. They abandoned. Like,
what do you know about the underground
like, there's
racing?
so many front-facing
They drive
shots.
fast.
of
Occasionally they
characters
crash.
facing directly at the
and
camera.
occasionally
They aren't scared of that.
That's manslaughter
they
at
just
best.
can't.
But these
seem
last couple of
to
files
nail
don't
the
feel like
house,
manslaughter.
bro. Like,
It's
it's just
more
like
of
infinite doors, and sometimes the kitchen leads to the
Get into the
living room.
circuit,
Like,
see
it's
what
so
you find out.
weird. Like, not the living room, but like, the front door. Like, you know what I mean? Like, rooms are like inconsistent or whatever. Like, man, there's a lot of things that they would just never do. One thing that we didn't talk about in the pilot, actually, that's prevalent throughout this entire season, which is something that they've made note of, the fact that they've gotten rid of, is that they make Maggie suck her pacifier throughout dialogue, and they removed that because they felt like it was distracting.
I didn't even notice, so I guess it didn't distract me.
It didn't distract me either, but I know that that's something.
I'm wet.
It's
really interesting.
For a race?
It's really interesting. Yeah, there's so many things. Like, I know they do some things like this, but I also noticed that they did like in a few episodes they have like they'll do a unique tone or color shift in some kind of dream or some kind of dream sequence. Like in this one, it's when Bart's trying to figure out the math problem, the train math problem. And all of a sudden, everything goes black and white. The characters look super different. They look like they're from a different cartoon, other than Bart. But I really like that. There's a lot of those in this season, and I like them. They really stand out. I think the best one is Life on Fast Lane,
It's so fucking funny, bro.
It's really good. We'll talk about it. Oh, I forgot about shit after that. It's I really like that. I really appreciate it. They kind of immediately were like, well, let's do some experimenting with how some of this stuff looks and sounds and feels. And I really like that sequence. It visually illustrates Bart's confusion in a really smart way.
I think with a lot of total animated shows, I think this kind of happened with Paper News too, like early. It's like this small insecurity where they're like, okay, we're making an animated show, we're making this sitcom, and we want to make these characters feel like real people, so let's put that in front of them. But then there's this little insecurity that makes them go, why is this animated? You gotta do something that has to be animated, and I think that's why like Dream Sequence.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Right.
Because it just looks cool. If you're a fan of just like this animation and like stuff that just kind of, it just kind of feels like a human system. You know what I mean? Like this is
Same. Another episode where they like set up the characters well, like this is kind of like first real Martin stuff, and they immediately make Martin the villain.
Edna's here.
Yes. I love Edna. Also, interestingly, so obviously this episode called Bart the Genius, and Bart is going to another school because she's on an exam, but the other teacher is played by Marsha Wallace too. I'm pretty sure. It sounds like her, but it sounds like just a softer. It's like a softer Krabappel. And I thought that was a nice touch. It was just like putting it in a little bit of a bizarre world. One of my favorite jokes in the book that's so dumb is when he gets to school and realizes he's going to have a tie. And Homer, it's really sweet. Homer gives him his tie. He's like, I'm going to teach you how to put on a tie. And it's just a clip on the tie. It's not a real tie. Homer doesn't know how to tie a tie. You just put the little clips here.
Man, the one
that's so funny.
I love it. He's like, hey, so this little piece of shit. This little piece of shit, flip that, salute that, Bart said, and then over here, just check. It's the same shitty ass handwriting. So he's just like that one, I like, well, first of all, I really like what Homer and Bart both the reason Bart cares isn't because he wants people to think that he's smart. Because he doesn't know his dad.
Totally.
Which I'm really, I feel like it was greater. I feel like the revolution was sweeter because maybe it was just known to just kind of get really fucking mad.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, but and so one of the jokes is he sends him off to school. Homer gives him a kiss, and then Bart says, "You kissed me." I was like, I'm your dad. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. One of them I love is, so obviously Bart goes to school. It's a totally foreign environment to him, and all the kids are kind of bullying him in a nerdy way. But when they introduce themselves, they're doing all these, like, which granted, like, this was over the top. I don't think there's any school where kids are talking in palindromes. You know what I mean?
It was blowing my shit, bro. I couldn't do it. And that's why I wrote, bro, my next note is everybody in this class is so fucking lame.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All of those kids are fucking, they're fucking arguing like, oh, free will is an illusion. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
But after the, like, whole palindrome thing, where they're just, like, talking in palindromes, or, there was another one where, like, they're mixing up letters
It was like they were doing backwards. One of the kids was doing
Well, it wasn't just backwards though. It was like
it was like
palindrome is saying backwards and forwards, and then there was one that was like
it was like Latin, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't one of the kids,
there's one where I don't remember the word, but it's where where the letters are mixed up, right? Or no, he's talking phonetically backwards, and then one was palindrome. That's what it was. But and then when Homer comes in to say, like, how was the first day, kid? And he goes, os, that's backwards for so-so. That's such a good bit. Such a good bit. But this is another one that has, like, so much heart. Granted, I think you're right. I think you're right about the end. The end is angry dad versus getting a good sweet ending, because you have the opportunity for the sweet ending. Like, it's got the sweet ending, and then they just move it one step further into comedic Homer angry. But there's 3 parts in this that I think are just excellent from a heart standpoint. One is I like when they go to the opera and they're just all
I wrote that too.
gagging on it together. It's
So
so cute. It's like, and even
I
Lisa.
love that Lisa. I love that
Yes.
Lisa's on it, bro. I love that Lisa's on it, bro. That's what's serious.
Yes. And then it's not a comedic scene in any way. I love them playing baseball, them throwing the baseball. It's just them, like, because you get the sense that Homer hasn't done this with Bart, and Bart has felt like fear, and like he's finally out, and they're sharing time together, and they're just actually spending time together. And I like that they don't play it for any joke. Like, it's just them bonding, and that works so well for me. And then the final sequence before Homer gets angry, when Bart's final speech is great, where he's just like, I lied about this, I'm not a genius, but I think if this could bring us together, then it couldn't be bad. And like, I love the sentiment behind that. I think that's right. Like, it showed that they can be a loving, bonding father and son in ways that don't have anything to do with his intelligence, you know?
Right.
You asked me once not to
and
like
so, yeah,
I think in return.
It's good shit, man. Bart the Genius, great. It's a great episode.
Good shit. Only have two more things.
What would you like to learn?
I've always loved you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, I suppose that is a paradox.
I love that he says that's a paradox. That lets me know that Bart understands what a paradox is. He just couldn't think of one.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And the way the plot resolves itself is so brilliant. When Bart is like he pulls that undercover thing and then he goes, I can't fucking do this, and he flips it over and he confesses and he hands it to the dude. He looks at it and says, misspelled confession. And then he just cuts. This is so funny. That's the best way to end that.
It's such a funny gag. And then also, like, I like that it just, like, he had an opportunity to try and keep the show together, and he just realized that I can't. Like, he just, like, I'm too exhausted lying by this. Like, but even, like, admittedly, like, kind of a smart move for him to be like, what if I did an experiment and studied the regular dumb kids? Like, pretty smart for Bart. Pretty smart.
That's another. Bart is just a normal kid. He's not like cartoonishly dumb. Like, he's just like a normal kid. You know what I mean? That's why I really appreciate that too, about the way they told this story. Because it would be very, very easy for Bart to just like not even know simple math when he shows up. You know what I mean? And like, and for him to just kind of I don't know, just like start guessing cartoon characters as answers or something, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's really the way to know about it. It's like, for sure. He's just out of his element.
Exactly. Which once we get to season 2, like, truly one of the best episodes of the whole show is the first episode. I'm so excited about that. So excited.
The way they animate him crying, I've never seen done before. I've never seen that shit. Breaks my heart. I'll make fun of it in my videos sometimes because I play that clip a lot.
Yeah.
But it breaks my fucking heart. It's so sad.
Agreed. Alright, let's move on. Should we move on to Homer's Odyssey?
Homer's Odyssey.
Oh, wait.
So, this is...
Why was it allowing me to
pretty much
attack
on track, other than that first episode comes last now, and they obviously Christmas special. But, Homer's Odyssey is another heavy one. Homer loses a job.
Heavier.
Heaviest. Probably heaviest.
Arguably heaviest.
It's nuts. But there's some really good gags. Like, I think one of the first jokes in the episode is and it's like Waffle basically just chastising Bart and being like, we gotta like watch out for Bart. We don't want this to be like our visit to the state prison. And then Bart just says they don't even really spell it out. Bart just says, Mrs. Krabappel, I didn't unlock that door. Bart let out of some prison. This is the one and only Black Smithers appearance, right? One and only. I thought he...
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think so. Because I think
I
in
mean,
the
he's
next
white in the
one,
next one. He
he's
is white in the next
yeah,
one. He is white in the next
Unless he appears in like some Enchanted Evening, which I don't think he does.
No. So yeah, you are right. Black was by accident. Me personally, it was an animation mistake. There was this weird guy on TMZ one time that was like chasing that crane down at an airport. He's like, this is black. I think you guys should have kept him black. He's like, nah, bro, it was a mistake. And it kind of made Mike Brainer sound a little crazy, but no, bro, like,
it's just, it was just, yeah.
In retrospect, having the most subservient character in the show being one of the only black ones would have been the worst move they could have possibly done.
Right.
So I'm glad.
You also have what are the cops' names? Eddie and Lou, right?
Oh, Eddie's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Lou. I'm sorry, Lou. Right.
Yeah. And it's bizarre because it's like obviously the design is the same. It's such a trip. It's
so weird. I can get over blonde Barney, but like,
dude, I know blonde Barney
and
black hair Mo.
I kind of like black hair Mo.
I kind of do too, and it flips between because they both appear in Some Enchanted Evening, which is the last season after they'd already fixed the colors in earlier episodes. So it kind of moved back and forth. The other thing that I didn't think about until this one, because they showed Sherry and Terry's dad. He's black, and then also Sherry and Terry are the only characters who are white in the show.
I did what fucking video was that, bro? I don't remember. It was a couple videos ago. I made a joke about how I have this crack theory that Sherry and Terry are light-skinned black girls because they daddy black, and it was unproven. I want to say 5 to 6 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, but they showed their dad again, and he's white now.
How much will that cost?
Yellow.
Oh, he is. Okay.
He's actually yellow.
He's yellow.
But they are still but they aren't they aren't even
also
famous.
They're
not
yellow.
Yeah. They're
almost albino.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
Yeah, bro. I remember it tripped me up when I first saw it as a kid. But you know one thing this episode made me realize that they don't do anymore, and I need them to do it again. Is Bart and Otto are the fucking best. I love Bart and Otto.
Yeah. It's funny because Otto obviously has made some bad life decisions.
Wait,
he's not meant to be a role model. Yeah. But Bart looks up to him because he's so cool.
Hey, Otto man!
Otto man! Bart
dude! Come on, bro.
There's a great episode later where Bart just
Orange
sneaks Otto into living
Sure.
into
The
living
Otto
with
Show.
them, right? Yeah, the Otto Show.
That's a good title.
It is.
The Otto
it
Show.
is.
My number's on
The
the
Otto Show is great.
Slaughter into Soccer Block. Give me a call.
Man,
That's 3.
This title is good. Homer's Odyssey.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
So look, right?
Shit.
So look, this would have Simpsons roasting on the open fire, right? What obviously wasn't supposed to be the first one.
Steven, son of a bitch.
In the actual order, this episode would have foreshadowed that. Because when Bart sees Otto, what does he say? Oh, cool tattoo, I want a tattoo. And he gets a fucking tattoo.
You're right.
Yeah.
They actually had a few, we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it now because they set it up here. There's another joke that's in this one that is paid off later. And it's that when they get on the bus, Mrs. Krabappel is like, don't forget about the boy that stuck his arm out the window and lost his arm out the bus, and Bart's like, I was that boy. Then in Bart the General they meet Herman, and he specifically says that's how he lost his arm.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. That's so funny.
And they don't that doesn't feel like something they even do now, where it's a small just reference back to a few episodes prior. Everything kind of exists in its own world.
Son of a bitch.
Pretty much after this, there's some things that call back, but But that's such a small gag.
Well, for it to be shadowed is like really what the only thing I can think of that is like that is really foreshadowed within the same season is in Rosebud, Mr. Burns is too weak to pull a bear from Maggie, and he gets shot by her later. When it makes sense why he couldn't get the gun from her or the candy from her, because he saw that he was too weak to pull a bear.
Well, I think you better drop it. God, I can't wait to talk about this. Oh God, I love this. Oh man.
Cool animation detail that they don't do anymore, but I really like. Homer's neck is too big for his collar, and there's like this little lump. Yeah, I love that.
There's so many things, like obviously we've talked about this before, how like now The Simpsons has and I guess Fox Animation in general has to be like they want everything to be super on model. That's what they're all about. But man, do I miss model stuff. I mean, granted it's crude in this season, but like it gives it so much personality. And I really miss that. And I do think there's still cool things you can do with the modern animation style, but like it's animation. Why do we need it to look the same? You know what I mean? Like why does
Yeah, especially Simpsons, you know, like
they're already yellow.
Right, it's inherently more cartoony than everything else they got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with Family Guy, it's like it's supposed to be like a fucking stage sitcom, right? So like that it just makes sense for it to you know, they just try to make it what's the life or whatever. But like yeah, dude, and so really. Honestly, because now they've gotten way it's back to being really loose, really expressive, and it's like they characters like they move constantly throughout lines of dialogue. There's just been moments in newer episodes where I've just been like in awe of like just the way the characters are moving, the character acting or whatever. But there is like a patch. I want to say it's like it's honestly when they first go to HD, it's like season 20 to like 25, 27, something like that, where it's just kind of dead. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like
that's probably the era that I've watched the least of. So I'm getting there though. I'm almost on season 13 right now on my watch list.
Oh, nice! You caught up with
the
James.
Al Jean era. Yeah, I know. I am. I'm like perfectly caught up with James. Yeah.
Actually, I was supposed to watch his top 10.
I haven't watched this retro yet. I gotta watch the 13 retro and the top 10.
I wanted to watch the season 1 one before we did this.
Oh, smart. That would have been smart. So this, like we said, heavy episode. Homer loses his job because he's trying to go see Bart as he's visiting the power plant. Crashes a cart, gets immediately fired, and then can't provide for his family, and just about kills himself. Real close to doing it.
I think that Simpsons. I think that Simpson's about to kill himself, or he's just walking his boulder.
He's walking his boulder. But that's also the funniest gag, is that he fucking ties the boulder to himself, and then walks. Walks to the bridge. That's funny to me. And then like. I like it. It works though, because he goes to do it. The family rushes to stop him. They almost get hit by a car, and and it kind of gives him his will to live. It's just like, I need to protect my family, even if I can't provide for them, right? He's like, that you guys could have gotten killed. I need to put a stop sign here. You know what I mean? And then he kind of gets caught up in this. I think that part of this episode that. It all tracks, but it's least interesting to me is Homer becoming the like town safety guy. You know what I mean? Like, it all kind of moves along in a way that makes sense to me, but I'm more interested in the earlier stuff. And
likewise,
yeah,
I'm not like, you know, like it's probably to be my note too. That's what's really funny about it, is that like I said. That like I feel like all of the plot does flow really well, and it goes places that once it establishes itself, you feel like
it would go. And I do feel like the sign stuff is like, I'm like, man, this is even for like, just like, you know, I know this isn't like completely the show that it becomes or whatever, but it's still, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not really too big of a fan of all the stuff after he realizes that he has to put the stop sign there, which is a healthy chunk of the episode.
I like the end when he's talking to Burns and they're figuring all that shit out and he gives a speech at the end. That's when it like all comes together for me. But yeah, it's like the whole process of him like finding his will to live in like unnecessary signs,
yeah.
which is kind of funny, but not what I'm most interested in. But it is, but like, it is another example though of like this season being about real issues, not about like Homer not being able to provide for his family. Once again, is not a comedic premise. that is a real heavy premise. Yeah.
Especially for them to do it so early on.
The joke that I like most in this episode that I always think about, which I think I've said to you recently, is after he gets the stop sign put in and he succeeds, and he's trying to say that he's gonna keep trying to help the neighborhood in the same way, and he says, if they think I'm gonna stop at that stop sign, they're sadly mistaken. which is just good wordplay for early series. All right, should we move on? Move on to 104.
There's one small animation thing too that I really like. It's really inconsequential. I was like, oh, nobody's ever done that before. When Homer and Marge are in bed, they're laying in bed in the dark, and then Marge turns the light on. And
wait, how much did I have before I picked up?
Because they were just in the dark, and the light just turned on. So like,
lost.
They're like, I thought that was cool. I've never seen
apparently
that before.
Yeah, especially because so often, especially even in this show, they do the thing where the whites of the eyes are visible through the dark, which I think is awesome animation-wise, but yeah, obviously that's no reality.
You okay?
Okay, so let's move on to 104, No Disgrace Like Home, which is such an interesting episode.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones.
Yes.
It's a great episode, but it's also one that there's like truly almost no other episode like this one.
And now he's gone, and I don't know what to do with it.
Charlie, it's one of Dog Eyes people, right?
So one thing I will say, that I thought about later, is that this is a place where the continuity of the season arguably messes up a tad, and it's because they go see Marvin Monroe, but then later in Some Enchanted Evening, she calls Marvin Monroe to get advice, and I don't think she would have done that after this episode.
No way. Actually, I'll take it a step even further, right? Why the fuck is Martin, and a couple episodes later in Call of the Simpsons, Marvin Monroe is one of the people studying Homer. He knows him.
That's a good point.
It's not like he would have forgot him, because he literally fucked the whole therapy spot up.
You're
so
right.
Like he would have remembered him.
It is funny how Marvin Monroe was like a big character in this. Three episodes, heavily featured character, and they don't ever. You know, like he's a character who they stop using immediately.
They kill him off screen.
Kill him. Yes. Yeah. They reveal that he's dead in one of those clip. One of the clip shows, right? Or was it the 138th episode Spectacular?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I heard. One of them does the voice, but I heard that one of them the voice they gave him, the guy who did it was just like, I didn't realize
what
how.
What are you doing here? Where's Raymond? Something I wanted to handle first.
Oh, bummer. Poor guy. Yeah, that's rough.
I'm sure you've heard guns are something of a rarity in Hong Kong. Not like it mistakes. This particular gun is quite important.
I bet it was Harry Shearer.
I was hoping
it feels like a Harry Shearer voice
actually to me. Officer Shen, take up a firing position.
So obviously the big thing about this episode that makes it feel
different
than everything else is like the crux of this episode is how Homer is embarrassed by everyone in his family. Homer is ashamed of his family, which this like if you told someone who had seen any number of other episodes of the show that this was the premise of an episode, they'd be like, what the fuck?
That was fucking
We'll have to recreate the
but
fight.
it's still though it all comes together in I think a great way. I love everything at the opening like picnic or whatever, the like power plant thing. And even though it feels weird because of how we come to know the characters later, but like Bart is very much being Bart. He's trying to win the sack race, and then Homer stopping him. I like Marge getting drunk and having like a musical sequence.
Yeah. I think Bart and Maggie are the two that are in character this whole episode. But
All right, good.
yeah, I don't know.
By
Like
now, the van must have appeared on the
the
scene.
world that this episode creates is still kind of natural, and that's why I think I'm fascinated by it. I think that's why it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites in like the whole show. 'Cause it's just so like
Run to over there.
it's just really, really interesting.
Shooting
Like,
at the guys
especially
over
if
there.
you've been following the show for years.
Right.
Just
There
kind of
was a
seeing
shooter.
characters like this.
Firing
And
shots from the passenger window.
I really love
But he couldn't get a clean
the
shot, so he
the
pulled forward.
sequence where Homer sees like this really nice family at the picnic. And
Keep
he's
going,
like, alright,
come
now
on.
we could go back to normal.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, he goes in the car and
Move
like
it along, Way.
his
We don't
kids
have
are like
a lot of
opening
time.
doors for each other and like they're
Keep going,
singing
come on.
fucking B.I.N.G.O. like while they're driving down the street and then like the lights from heaven come down, you know what I mean? And he turns and he just has like the fucking
What are you waiting
I
for?
love that entire sequence. I think it's
I do too. I was gonna bring that sequence up in particular, and I fucking love the design of like
Move it along, Way. We don't
so
have
cool.
a
Jeez,
It's another
what the fuck am I
example
gonna
of,
do?
Like me wishing that the show would do less on model stuff, because it's like you still see those characters in those models, but they're off
going,
models.
come on.
Like, they're super different. Like I feel like if they did something like that now, the shapes. Of
I
their
shot
heads
him.
exactly the
What
same,
the
and they would
fuck?
give them demon features. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get you.
It's I love how it looks.
What do I have to shoot that guy, do I?
Way. We don't
And
have
I
a lot
love
of time.
that the family that is
Okay, there
so nice in this episode can be seen as Marvin Monroe's therapy spot. when they go to sign up, they're just sitting there and they're all mad as fuck.
It was the family from the beginning that like drove into heaven in Homer's vision, or was it a different one?
If it's not them, then it's the
There's one in one
family.
of the windows.
Nah, I think if it's
weapon,
not them, I think it's
officer.
the family from the ad they
Good
watched.
firing, Way.
Oh, nice.
But one of the families that's supposed to be like the picture perfect nice.
I told you he wasn't important. Now he is. He's going to help us nail Charlie Pang.
And I love that
Greater
at the end of
good
the
way.
episode.
You understand?
I
don't think I do, sir. Way, I know who you
Old
are.
McDonald, it comes
Just like
back
me.
as a motif.
You do
when they're
what must
like
be
walking
done.
off. And
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
that shit is so good.
I just love that the solution in this episode is that their dysfunction brings them together. Like they're it's so funny to me that they get together, they're doing this like shock therapy, which is crazy in general. Like shock therapy is nuts. But
It's nuts, but that is also like one of the greatest sequences in the whole show. Because it's so memorable, like that.
100%. One of the most memorable sequences in the season for sure. It's so memorable. But like I love that. Like Homer's so mad. He feels like he doesn't have like his family. He's disappointed in his family, and then their dysfunction rewards them. Because not only do they come together, but because they weren't fixed, they get twice the money that they put into it. So it's
If we could back up a little bit, the way they get there is because they pawn the TV, and then Marge said to Homer, "You could just pawn my engagement so you can get $150." And I was like, he's implying that Marge's engagement ring isn't worth $150.
It's so funny. That's such a good bit. One other random thing I wrote down is that the design of the police dog in this is crazy.
It is. Yeah. Oh man, that's such a specific thing to write down. But I know exactly what you're talking about because it is a crazy looking dog.
It is. Yeah, it's like, I mean, granted, like Santa's Little Helper is a weird looking dog too. It's supposed to be a greyhound. It doesn't really look like a greyhound, but so theoretically, this police dog's supposed to be a German Shepherd, but. And I guess if I look at Santa's Little Helper next to a greyhound, I see how this dog got there from German Shepherd. You know, but it's a weird looking dog.
Some bears and call it the Simpsons.
They look like bears.
Yeah, they look real season 5-ish. they could have figured it out. Oh, when they're at the therapy, this is fucking nuts. I'm not even gonna lie. Like this is. I get it's kind of funny because of how it's animated, but it is kind of rough when they're at the therapy, and I don't remember what Bart says. Bart says something. Homer says that does it, and he picks up a fucking lamp. He's about to bash Bart's head in with a lamp, and I was like, whoa, why is he doing that? And I do love that. Yeah, even though Homer is the one that wakes up and says, I'm ashamed of my family, why are we like this? When they get there, everybody's like, no, my nigga, you the problem. Like, everybody, like, when he's like, wow,
that's
like,
true.
Why you guys act this way? Yeah.
That is very true. It's like the whole episode is framed as though Homer is disappointed in his family, and then once they finally go to find out what the problem is very apparent.
Yeah, it's you.
That's where it lines up. That's where it lines up with the rest of the show.
Right.
Let me fix my car up. Then I'll take it.
That's
Fine. It's your funeral.
That's good stuff. You got anything else about this one?
Looks like I got one. Oh, two things. I like how it starts with Bart and Lisa arguing. Homer asks what they're arguing about. He says, we're arguing who loves you more. And Homer lets them go, which I think is really funny. And then when he finds out that they're like, you love him more. No, you love him more. Yeah.
That's a great bit.
That's a great bit. I love that one. And I love, again, when Homer is trying to kiss up to Mr. Burns. And he tells Bart to kiss him. And Bart says, kiss you? Dad, I'm your kid.
Oh, fuck, I love this season, man. It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. Underrated. This whole fucking season is underrated.
Yeah, we gotta stop acting like this show starts in season 2.
Dude, I mean, I do understand, because it does feel, there is like a difference. There's a difference between them. But, like, I just really, the reason I love season 1 isn't the reason I love the seasons 2 through 8 to like the rest of my favorite stuff, you know?
Right.
Like, it's different. But also in the same way, the reason I love Pixelated and Afraid in this newest season, one of my favorite episodes in years, like 20 years, is not the same reason I love episodes in seasons 1 or season 2 or up through 8, you know, or through any of it. Like, it's different. Like, they've got different vibes. They've all got, there's the DNA is still there. There's still things.
Yeah.
There's still things about it, but
I do think there's an episode in this season where the entire show becomes whole. And we'll get to it. We'll get to it eventually. But there was one episode where I'm like, this is when, because the show definitely starts.
I think I know which one.
The show definitely starts with the family in the first one, but the one I'm thinking about is when the show.
Is it Krusty Gets Busted?
No.
Oh,
it's before that. There's an episode before that where it's like, this is when the show becomes The Simpsons for real. Like, honestly. We'll get there. I'll let you know what it is.
Hell yeah.
Keep the audience listening, you know what I mean? It's probably going to be a part 2 since we're splitting this. So.
That's right. This is already, we've already been talking for an hour and a half between our cold open and our first 4 episodes. This is always the danger of us covering The Simpsons.
Yeah. Oh man, what's gonna happen when we get to like the seasons like 26?
Dude, this is the shortest season.
Oh man. We're gonna have to
split. We might have to split them into 4 parts. We might have to cover a season a month when we get to the 22 episode season. 25. There are 25 episodes. Okay, let's move on to 105, Bart the General. Short intro. So this starts out, Lisa's bringing the cupcakes in. I really like this intro because it shows the familial conflict. Bart wants the cupcake, he can't get the cupcake for her class, and even though she drops it on the floor and then gives it to him, she still gives it to him. But then I love that the inciting incident of this episode is that Bart is trying to protect Lisa. That Bart sees this kid picking on Lisa, and Bart immediately is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know, he's like immediately just runs over and protects his sister.
And I love that it's
oh, come the fuck on!
Yes.
I love that, like, after all these years, that part is.
Oh my god, man! Fuck you, you fucking idiot!
Completely agreed. And this is kind of this introduced Nelson, or is the first obviously like
blind
real
cocksucker
use of him?
They don't really.
I think it's
they don't really go to this school. I mean, they go to the school in Barcelona, but like that's just kind of wheelhouse.
I don't know if he was even in the background or what. But this is the one where we start hearing the joke, the callback. Which is funny, and then the whole premise is like Bart needing to figure out how to face his bully, which is like very so a lot of these premises are pretty standard premises. A kid having to face his bully. That's what this is. You know what I mean? Like that's it. How they approach it is, I guess, what makes it unique. And then I love Homer's bad advice. It's like, you come with family jewels. But I especially love when Bart finally actually faces Nelson with that advice, and he tries to fight him, and he first he sees Homer appears next to him, and he's like, remember what I said, you're the family jewels. And then he tries to fight him, and he can't get anywhere, and then he appears again, and he looks over, and the imaginary Homer just goes, oh. I don't know. And then he gets arrested. I thought that was really good. And then it's kind of an interesting episode overall. It's like Bart.
Yeah, I know him.
It's kind of an episode about power in numbers, standing up to the oppressor. You know, he unionizes the kids.
I love that.
Everything you can
this is
my
like.
I'll deal with
I'll write this. Oh, you heard it right here. I wrote that. First of all, I love Grandpa Abe. I love Abe aim to be writing that letter to television. And he's like, I don't want to hear these are the words that I don't want to fucking hear on TV anymore. Raw, horny, family jewel.
It's so funny.
But I love that this version of Abe is more angry and competent than stupid, which is really a reflection of Homer. In these earlier ones, because that's how he is too. Homer isn't necessarily dumb. He's not the smartest guy, but he's not necessarily dumb. He's just kind of really mad.
Right.
And that's that. Abe being like that shows where we got it from. I love that they give Abe something like this to do really early on, which kind of sets the stage for stuff like the Hellfish stuff and everything like
totally.
that. Years later. Oh, dude, and Bart crying when he's in the bathtub.
In the bathtub, dude. I was gonna bring that up.
It's so fucking sad.
It is, man. It is. I was gonna bring that up specifically. It's and that's. I mean, granted, the show, we talked about Bart Gets an F earlier, and how that doesn't shy away from the emotion of him feeling like he failed. But I love that early Simpsons really dwells in some of that emotion, you know. And granted, the show doesn't abandon that, but it feels very like a very major aspect of the season. Yeah. And I love that a lot. I'm a big fan of the training montage. There's some cool stuff in the training montage. I like the creativity of them, like what kind of training they do. Also that sunset shot where you just see the silhouettes climbing up and down the. I like that shot a lot. And then, yeah, it's like I guess I also like. The solution is funny. It's like signing a peace treaty. It's like a real war. Like it's like it was a real war.
And I love it ending with everybody still getting cupcakes. Mars just comes in with cupcakes and everything. Everybody's fine.
Yeah, I do like the solution is cupcake based.
Right before all of that, there's that like shot of that kid kissing Lisa. That shit is crazy.
That is crazy.
That shit is crazy.
Was that supposed to be? You know what? Hold on.
So it's definitely a reference.
Yeah, I think it's There's a. Was it a sailor thing? Yes, yeah. It's a reference. It's a reference to an old photo that was after one of the. I think it was after a certain war. There was like an iconic photo of after they've returned home of a sailor kissing his bride or whatever. Yeah, it's specifically a reference to that photo. It's framed exactly the same way. Kim to symbolize the end of World War II. So yeah, obviously it's very war centric, which is actually why the tag is so fucking good in this. Everyone's outside. It's very funny to be like, this was about war, but war is serious and war is bad, except for, and then you just list all of the wars America's started. It's pretty funny. And then also, and the Star Wars too.
Yeah.
That's great. This is a fun one. This is not one of my favorite ones, but there's really good stuff in this one.
What's the chairman gonna say when he finds
you know what? Another crazy animation sequence.
No way,
Bart
dog guys
daydreams
walks away.
after he's supposed to fight Nelson. He's waiting for the day to end. Another really cool, interestingly animated sequence. I think those like 3 or 4 times.
This is the one with his funeral, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Let's see who's one. Well, okay. When Nelson with that shot of like just Bart's face, just like punched him in the face.
Yeah.
Nelson is punching him so ridiculously slow. I was screaming at him like, Bart, put your fucking guard up, like, dude, like you know what I mean, like do something. They just didn't do it.
Dog guy's gotta know he fucked with the wrong people.
The other thing
Man, no kidding.
The animation.
We're short a gun.
In this
You're
one
good with your hand, Shen. Let's see what you can do without iron.
A lot of
Look, hold on. We shouldn't go in shooting in. There'll be workers in line. We need Sue while alive. He's worth a fortune. Oh, we're going in shooting. This is Dog Eye's biggest money maker.
I noticed that in a few episodes too. Bart the Genius, which obviously is the second one that I did, so it makes a lot of sense that they would have to do a lot of fixes in that. But I noticed a lot of stuff with some of the classmates and like the teacher.
You're the new guy.
Once you're inside, it looked like they were even looping some of the same animation to fix some shit, you know. And so like, I feel like
before the night is over.
I think the reason that they put,
I want to see.
Granted, Simpsons Roasting on Open Fire makes sense for the time of year and it's a good pilot. But also, like, it was the 8th episode they animated.
To kill one of Dog Eye's drug
probably
dealers
got their shit together by episode 8. You know what I mean? They looked at it and they're like, this looks good. Let's use this. Yeah. Good one. Good episode.
Let's go to the GOAT.
My favorite. I'm gonna hit pause though, because I'm gonna hit the bathroom before we go.
Sick. Come blow this candle out. I've been itching to blow this candle out.
All right. And that's where we're gonna end part 1 of our Simpsons Season 1 conversation. If you want to hear the rest of it right now, you can sign up for the Patreon. We always put it all out at once on the Patreon, including the video version. Otherwise, you have to wait till next week for part 2. And with that, I want to say thank you to Jacob Trump for our theme song. Thank you to Carrie Hughes for our artwork. Thank you to Michael Eunice for producing and editing the podcast. Thank you to me and my co-host. And thanks to The Simpsons for being The Simpsons. And thanks to all of you for listening. Love you guys so much. But also...
Watching them for years, it's always been something that fit with all the animated characters that's doing their own bits. With the fries in the future and the family guy that sucks. With the father from the hill but the family runs amok. Showing spies at the same guy, except he totally say and the verse.
That's my version. Man, Moaning Lisa. Spoilers for my ranking list. Moaning Lisa is and it's one of my favorites of the whole show. It's one of my favorites of the whole show. I don't know, this one just has such a different, it has such a unique tone. There's no other episode in the whole show that feels like Moaning Lisa, and that's why I love it. But one thing we haven't talked about
there we
yet,
go.
because of this opening music in this song, which is insanely sad. It's like the most intensely sad music video. But season 1 of The Simpsons was not scored by Alvin Clausen, who would end up doing the show from seasons like 2 to 27 or something like that.
Yeah, so I think what ends up happening, I think, you know, when they tried to Reed Gatsby thing with hip hop that I talked about in that video, it was because they wanted to experiment with different types of music, but he was kind of like an old head that didn't really like dabble in all the other stuff, and they were like, bro, we trying to go somewhere with this show, and you're not trying to go there with it, so we might have to let you know.
It's a bummer. But you know, the show's old, people on the show getting old. Not, you know, I love a lot of those Simpsons writers, but I'm glad they get new people. So the composer in season 1 was not Al Clausen, it was a guy named Richard Gibbs. And actually, this is pretty interesting. I didn't really know much about Richard Gibbs. But here, I didn't even realize that season 1 was scored by Simpsons, but it makes sense because the music is very different. But Richard Gibbs was the keyboard player for Oingo Boingo. You know what Oingo Boingo is? Oingo Boingo is Danny Elfman's band, who did the theme song for The Simpsons and is probably still capitalizing on it to this day. I'm really curious if that was I'm curious how that hookup happened. Was it, we got Richard Gibbs, hey, can you get Danny to do the theme song? Or like, hey, we got Danny Elfman to do the theme song, but he doesn't want to do the score, so he gave us his keyboard player.
Right, maybe the way I see it is like, maybe he just kind of was like, hey man, they want me to do this cartoon, but I don't really feel like it. You want to do it? And he's okay.
Personally, I like the music in season 1, but I do like, it's different. It's very different, and I feel like it's not as iconic, but I like it. I don't know, but maybe it just kind of lends to the thing we've been talking about the whole time about how season 1, it like, you know, you see the DNA of The Simpsons and how it evolved in there. It does feel different. Like there's a different feeling to it. Yeah, music obviously. Music is a thing that can even subconsciously do that. Like sometimes you don't even think about how different music is.
Yeah, I didn't even really. But I think back to like certain. It's not like stark, you know what I mean? It's not like a big ass. At least not to me. Maybe I gotta rewatch with that.
Suwa, you're coming with me.
This opening cue does. This is the one that I thought of that I'm like, there's no other cue like this in all of these. It just starts out so sad.
Man, the first shot is just Lisa's face in the mirror, and she's just
stop goddamn running!
It's a problem. And I appreciate that. Like, I just appreciate them starting off like, oh yeah, you ready for your adult animated primetime comedy? Depression. Did you notice that the toothpaste is called Glum? Glum toothpaste.
No, that's oh, I didn't. I think this is the only chalkboard gag I wrote down.
Oh, what was it?
I would not sticky.
Yeah, shit, we should have like, I guess we haven't been talking about couch gags or chalkboard gags.
Well, I brought up my favorite.
Your favorite couch gag, true.
Shit.
Yeah, Bart falling down. The first couch gag. The literal first couch gag.
There's another one. So this season, which is something that I just got no way. But for a while they did recycle.
Oh yeah.
Make like 3, 4, 5. There's one of these couch guys that's really interesting. And I think that's super fun.
It's especially like, it is funny, especially now, but that would be even funnier if they did it like in season 33. Where everyone's waiting, like, what is it? Oh.
Get the fuck up, way!
I don't remember when it was. I have a feeling you might not have seen this stuff.
I'll get there, I'm getting there. I'm on season 14 now, got there last night.
Nice. What is the one with the bowl and fucking
I have seen that one. I haven't gotten to that one in this watch through yet. I don't think.
God damn it!
I still remember. Oh yeah, it's the last one. I remember this specifically. Actually, we're still in the era where I was like pretty. Like I just watched How I Spent My Summer Vacation. I remember watching that today. Like we're still in the part of the show. I'm still in the part of the show where I'm like pretty familiar. I maybe don't know every episode, but I was watching it. I think seasons 15 and 16 are when I fall off.
That's crazy.
It's just the show's been on so long. It's like it has these cycles of people in different ways. It's crazy. I remember even though I had fallen
God, come on, man!
got
Fucking tree.
stoked when Simpsons was doing that. I remember seeing that trailer for the first time, and even though I hadn't really been watching regularly, I was like, oh fuck yes, finally! Like who got? And I remember loving it too. I remember thinking, oh yeah, this is better than the show is. Like this is so good.
Man, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I watched
I feel like we're able to get to that. We're getting to that time. It's so interesting where like the show has been on so long that so many people have grown up with it, but in different eras. So they're attached to different styles and versions of the show. So you're gonna have people who are like, oh yeah, the Golden Girls, season 16 to 24. And you'll have some people who are like, what?
That's how I knew. That's how I knew. Like,
Motherfucker, I get paid by dog eyes, but all my product goes to Big Smile League. You wanna fuck with him?
16, and somebody commented this.
Dumb bastards got any idea how bad this is going to fuck
What are you talking about?
Hey, ask me if I can.
So that leads me to believe
the whole trial.
that the Simpsons might not have ever gotten.
You keep talking
It
about
just
it,
might have
I'm
gotten
liable to forget I
different.
It definitely got different.
Yeah.
I think that is the main thing. And yeah, I mean, obviously, it's all subjective.
I'm sick
like,
of listening to you.
So
it's
drop me off
ultimately
with some
subjective,
real gangsters.
and you know, I'm watching through the beginning of the Al Jean era,
Used to
which
be
like
this
in my
organization, knew
recollection
what he
is
was
when the
doing.
show really started going downhill. But there's stuff I'm really enjoying still. Although I will say, okay, I think How I Spent My Summer Vacation is actually a holdover from Scully, if I'm not mistaken.
See you.
And I remember loving that episode when it aired.
Tonight on.
But it was also, I think I was just the novelty of it being like this fun rock and roll with all of these cool cameos like Tom Petty and Elvis Costello and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and all that shit. And Lenny Kravitz. It's got everyone in it. But
did good.
Watching it last night, I was kind of like, oh, it's fine. it's not the masterpiece.
I get the feeling things are looking up.
The one I'm on is Bart versus Lisa versus the Third Grade, which I also remember is a fun, really fun premise. It's the one where Lisa moves up to 3rd grade and Bart gets back to 3rd grade. Which is a great Simpsons premise.
Show your true colors.
I gotta sit down and properly watch it, but I'm really eager to start getting into the stuff that I am super unfamiliar with. Because I'm about to have a solid like 10 seasons of like I ain't seen this. Yeah, yeah. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So I guess we got on it because we were talking about couch cabins, but
it's true.
But yeah, there's one from like the Gene era where they all sit down and then nothing happens, and Lisa says, "What? We can't just like sit on the couch and nothing happens." And then I think like an arrow comes and like shoots Homer in the arm.
Nice.
And I think that's but yeah, I don't know. I still think it would be. I do think it's funny that there's one where they just sit down. I remember it vividly because on the commentaries for these episodes, there was whenever that popped up. I don't remember which episode it is. I wrote it down so we'll get to it. But whenever that popped up, like everybody on the commentary went, "Oh, that's it." They just sit down.
That's so funny. I think I mentioned this before, but I kind of like how this latest season they're just like, let's just get right into it, and they just do The Simpsons, and then it goes right into the episode. I rewatched Pixelated and Afraid, and it's like black and white because it goes into a black and white movie that Lisa's watching, and I don't know, it's just like it's cool. I think we've moved past the need for all the gags. We don't need them.
I've always thought that was a good sign because they usually use the short intro when they don't have anything to cut.
Totally.
Like they gotta keep everything in to keep the plot and everything.
Part of me wonders if they're saving money paying Danny Elfman.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. Oh man. Shit. We got a lot of Simpsons to cover on this show, man. We're gonna die before we finish this show.
Yeah,
especially because we got other shows to watch.
Maybe if this was a Simpsons podcast, maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Even though we
Has
act like
anyone
it
ever
is.
done a Simpsons podcast?
That's an idea.
There's like a billion Simpsons podcasts. Okay, let's. Oh shit! I just realized I'm about to get into the digital ink era of The Simpsons. I'm
14
is when it
3
episodes away. 3 episodes away. It's like The Great Louse Detective is the first one. That's the 6th of the season. Man, is it gonna feel immediately different?
You know what? I think you know what the funniest thing about The Simpsons to me is that
event failed. He died from that.
They just kind of like no explanation. They would just randomly try digital animation. Because Radioactive Man, which is season 7, is completely digital. And
really?
Yeah, it's digital ink and paint. Radioactive Man is digital ink and paint. I listened to the commentary to see if they'd address it, and literally it was just passing like, oh yeah, we just kind of did this one. We kind of just like traced this one like a Butterfinger commercial. Like I think they said something like that. And I was like, well, why is it like this? So it's that one, and Tennis the Menace is digital.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. That's so strange. They were just experimenting with it, trying it out.
I don't know, but yeah, one thing you'll notice, because it's something I picked up on too. One thing you'll notice when you get to those early digital ones is they very quickly realize what they can do, and then there's just a lot of shots with like shadows for no reason. You know what I mean? Like they're just kind of like, fuck it, yo.
Yeah, why not? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
I respect it.
Yeah, this does not look like
let's
a
talk about
9,
Morning
by
Lisa,
the way.
which is one of my faves. My first ever, well, I guess not my first Simpsons video. My first Simpsons like analysis. I did a Simpsons video with Simpsons Theory. Shout out to Lydia, where we did like lost Simpsons episodes, talked about all the unproduced scripts that they've written.
Right. Because that's when I told you about Michael Jackson's relationship with Prince.
Yes,
Because you guys talked about when they tried to get Prince on, and then they were
Prince
like,
episode would have been so good.
It would have
so
been
funny.
But like because they wanted. So for people that don't know, they tried to do the Michael Jackson episode again, but they wanted the guy to think he was Prince instead this time, and that was the joke. And Prince read it and was like, "Oh, fuck out of here," and it just
no, thank you.
It just didn't do it. And when I heard that, just like I told Steve about it too, my friend Steve. I told Steve about it, and Steve was like, "Why the fuck would they do that?" And that was my initial thought too. Like I was like, "Oh, dude, you shouldn't have did that." Like, there's no way Prince would have went for that.
Yeah, but it's also like, it's kind of a. It's like it's a long shot, worth it if it hits. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like how.
Okay, I just shove him off. I don't even
fit in there
point
like
the gun at him.
Eccentric musician to do that same premise of. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. The excerpts from that script are so funny. I don't think it was a Conan script, but I think Conan helped conceptualize it and put it together and wrote a lot of jokes for it. And it hurts me. It hurts my soul that we that a Conan produced episode just fell through the cracks. Exactly. But anyways, Moaning Lisa, speaking of musicians, is the first Bleeding Gums Murphy episode. Funny enough, just in a few days, in like a week or two, we're gonna apparently get our third Bleeding Gums Murphy episode, even though he dies in Round Springfield. Spoilers for season 6. But it's I'm very excited, given how sentimental and emotional and heartfelt this season has been. I almost feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment with how excited I am about them doing a Bleeding Gums centric episode. But it seems to be about Lisa and connecting with Bleeding Gums' son. So I'm curious. I'm like, does she still have his saxophone? He gave it to her. We never seen it. Man, there's a lot of stuff they could do. I'm excited. But this episode, he's in it and they connect, but he's not like the focus of the episode. It's really all about Lisa's depression. It's just about Lisa being sad. And I like how they portray it and the messages that come with it a lot. Because I'm sure as everyone can relate, like, sad, when you're depressed, everything just kind of sucks. Just sad.
Damn it, now we're ordered.
And one thing that on this watch that I really liked about it is that how realistic the entire family is towards how Lisa's feel. Because you watch these like shows, right? And like a character would be really upset and be going through something, and they'll just have the most fucking supportive system. You know what I mean? And like that's cool, but that doesn't always happen. Like that happens way less than usual. Nobody in that house knows what to say to Lisa. When Lisa sits on Homer's lap and she's like, "I'm just wondering what's the point? Would everything be different if I didn't exist?" And like nobody knows what to say. They just kind of like, "Oh, look, Lisa on a horsey, yada yada," and like Marge doesn't know what to say. Marge just kind of changes the subject. You know what I mean? Like nobody actually knows what to give her, and I just think that that's super realistic.
I agree, and
looks like you're gonna meet Uncle
and it's
Poe.
interesting because it feels like they
Wait here.
are all trying to. They're all trying to be supportive, loving family members. What's going on? They're trying, but they're all trying to like distract and or fix the problem.
You are shutting the fuck
even though they don't
Talking
really
through it.
understand.
Got it?
Right, they don't really understand what the problem is. They just know she's sad. And they're like, okay, how do we stop you from being sad? And the ultimate message of the episode is that like sometimes we just have to work through being sad. Like you can't just find a quick fix for being sad all the time. Sometimes you really just have to feel yourself through it. And like it's nice because even though they're all wrong in how they approach it, their hearts they're all in the right place. Their hearts are all in the right place. It's like nobody comes off as nobody comes off badly in this episode. Except for I think at one moment the dog guy gets great. What was I supposed to do?
Like they make sure you understand.
You can't back down from that asshole.
Exactly. And I think that sequence is like, it feels like it's 20 to 30 years ahead of its time, because now I'm looking at all the media we're looking at in the last 10 years, especially now we're talking about all the stuff with Pixar, all the Pixar movies that are coming out. But also even just like shows, good guys, even Rick and Morty and BoJack especially, are shows that are like putting a microscope on generations of people. It's putting a microscope on these things that the experiences we go through with our kids, with our parents, and how they shape how we cope with things, and then how we project those insecurities that we gain because of them onto kids, like, or at least these characters onto kids. Like in BoJack, you finally see how Beatrice's childhood was traumatizing, and why she, because of that trauma, was terrible to BoJack. And it's not an excuse, but it's like an example.
His name.
Big Smiley's back. In Rick and Morty, we see how, that's got a lot of problems as a mother, and you kind of understand because she lost her mother, and or maybe she didn't lose her mother. I guess it's still maybe we don't really know, depending on the multiverse. But like obviously she had a very neglectful father.
You can't just walk in there. Not if it's as bad as you say.
I love, even though it's just a short sequence, we see Lisa as a kid. She's sad. Her mom says, "Smile," because that's how other people know I'm a good mom. Is if you are smiling. And Lisa, and Marge internalizes that. And then when she sees Lisa sad, she's like, "Everyone." It makes it about her. Everyone's gonna think I'm a bad mom if my kid is sad. Lisa, you have to smile.
Hey, Winston.
Because
what's wrong? You look a little pale, man.
That's the only way you have to do it.
Guys tells
and then
me
she immediately sees
what happened. You guys used to be tight
how
as shit.
negative that can be, and how people can take advantage of someone
he left
who's not
a while
actually
ago.
saying how they feel. Who's just,
so well
and
for the
so
other parties
I love the sequence when Marge U-turns and pulls Lisa into the car. It's so good. And then her final, just like dialogue where she's just like, "If you want to be sad, and we'll be here through it." You know, it's so good.
Come in. Let me do the smiling for the both of us.
Have some tea.
Yeah.
So
and then I love that Lisa smiles because of it. She's like, "I told you didn't have to smile." Well, now I feel like it. Now I feel like smiling. It's so good.
Trying to do right by you.
It's so good. I fucking love this. I love this episode so much. And then just like the bleeding gun scene. I love the bleeding gun scene so much because
dude, I love how it looks.
It looks so good. Have you seen those screen grabs of the new one coming up? It feels like the color palette is similar.
No, it was Winston's idea.
I love how that scene looks.
I love it. It's so expressive.
He didn't want to inconvenience you in the process.
The way those characters are moving and like the faces they make, and they wouldn't do that today.
Totally.
It looks fucking great.
In any case, you did well.
I wonder if they're in the new one. I wonder if it's a recreation of what we saw in Lisa, or
I
if
would
it's.
love to see that.
Me too. Me too.
That.
Because when they did Round Springfield, it was like 5 years later, and even though the animation was different, they just showed footage from Lisa. But you can't do that now. You can't do it when you're in HD. So, although if they could figure out a way, that would be kind of cool.
Won't mind in the slightest.
So, but the other thing I love about that sequence is that like. Have you seen those screen grabs of the new one coming up? It feels like the color palette is similar.
I know you were provoked.
I love how that scene looks.
I love it. It's so expressive. Like, the way those characters are moving and like the faces they're making, they wouldn't do that today.
Totally.
It looks fucking great.
I wonder if they're in the new one. I wonder if it's.
Damn it! I bet $1,000 I was going to be carrying you on a fucking body bag.
I would love to see that.
Almost like you.
Me too. Me too.
Because
when they did Round Springfield, it was like 5 years later, and even though the animation looks different, they just showed.
There's more to this business than strong arm and street.
But you can't do that now. You can't do it when you're in HD. So, although if they could figure out a way, that would be kind of cool. But the other thing I love about that sequence is that like.
Across the street.
Is that Bleeding Gums doesn't know Lisa. They sit there and they play sax together, and he just like provides her an outlet to vent and just like talk about all the things that make her sad and upset. And he doesn't try to fix them. He doesn't try to say, oh, well, you don't have to worry about this or do this or this is how you fix that. He just lets her feel. Just lets her feel her feelings. And that, I think, is obviously ultimately that's what the answer is in the episode. But it was like he was the only one in the episode who was just like, yeah, that's what the blues are. I gotta feel the blues sometimes. I tell you. If you don't feel those things, you wouldn't have the blues. Love movies. You got anything else about this one?
Well, we didn't talk about the
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of funny that he just gets so mad that he can't win the game. Yeah.
It's really funny. It's a funny B plot that I feel like doesn't tie into the rest of it very well, and I like kind of love this episode in spite of that. I like the subplot isolated. I wish it tied more into
making trouble
what was happening with the rest of the episode.
Right.
I remember when I was always looking for a fight, ready to kill anyone who so much as looked on me side.
I was like, come on.
You know what's funny is I think that I think I didn't like it either, and I think it's comedically the movie, but I also like it's interesting that kind of thing when video games are relatively new. Like I think that kind of
can we get to work?
Like I'm gonna unplug your shit was just I think it was more commonplace. Like I feel like you see that in sitcoms all the time. I feel like I remember my mom doing that to me when like she was just like, video games don't matter, you can pause it. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm playing online, Mom, just wait 5 minutes. You know? It's like, why? It's, yeah. And so,
he was
as
made,
a gamer,
like, round up punch. He was like, he was rounding a punch up. He was like, he's about to whip this shit up.
I like that he goes to the arcade to practice. And then also just like, it really illustrates how different it was back then. When the mom was like disgusted that his grown man was playing the video games at the arcade.
Not only that, but she told her son to stop wasting his money. Which is like, what does a kid spend their money? You know what I mean?
It's just funny how it was seen as like this worthless habit back then. But like it's such a huge part of the culture now.
Yeah, now people
and also
make money
like,
by playing games.
Yeah, no offense to my parents, but I have better hand-eye coordination than y'all will ever have because I played video games my whole life. So
you're gonna pay up, you understand?
It is funny. It is funny how those things change. Like that was, and even like when he goes, he's embarrassed that he's going to the arcade. He's like, I need to do some laundry. And the guy's like, yeah, okay. It's funny. It is funny how different that was written in the late '80s.
There's a really funny Homer line that I really like, and there's also a really funny Marge line. But when Homer's trying to figure out what's wrong with Lisa, and Marge is trying to explain to him that she's
spawn me with my fucking car.
Some kind of underwear. I always thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
And Marge takes there's this super Marge ass line where she says, "It's nothing personal. I just fear the unknown. Fear the unfamiliar." Yeah.
Yes.
That's a
I like
super
that
Marge
too.
line.
Yeah, and like that. I mean, you see your 8-year-old daughter with a stranger on a bridge in the middle of the night, and you're like, oh yeah, get out of there. But she's so polite about it.
It's such a Marge ass line. Marge is like, it's nothing personal against you. And the song at the end.
Shit!
Oh yeah.
When he takes Lisa's words and
yeah. I love, I like them all groove into it, and then Homer realizing the lyrics are about him.
My dad acts like he belongs in a zoo, and he's like,
yeah.
The fuck?
It's so, it's like, and that's such a unique ending to an episode. It's like, granted, there's some jokes in there, but like, it's mostly just like kind of dwelling on it's dwelling on the musical aspect of the episode, and it's not really going out on a big comedic out. It's mostly just like oh, let's just have the family sit with each other and listen to the blues. And that's it. Listen to some jazz. Yeah, good shit. Good shit. Love this episode. Love it. All right, let's move on to one which we both have great. Simpson. So
this is the one where they just sit on the couch.
I like how this one sets up. Well, granted, we already saw it. This one really establishes in the chorus one. It's his relationship with Jack. Really, granted, like it kind of evolves into Homer being an asshole to us, but in this one, it's mostly just like the perfect neighbor. It almost feels like at this point they didn't really even have that language was like religious. He's just the perfect neighbor. That's it.
Yeah, does that feel like
okay, so what if he had a job before he started the Lectorium? I can't remember what. He started in that episode. In the Lectorium episode, he says what job he's doing in order to do that. But I don't remember what it is. They don't really talk about it. It's not a big plot in the show. They don't really talk about it.
But they still have like a normal conversation at this point. He's just like, oh, this is my neighbor. I'm just kind of doing all this shit. Yeah, Homer asks him, like, okay, you only make $27 more. Oh, shit, okay. Right. But then it kind of, now it's kind of just, now it's Homer taking his kindness for that's what it is. Yes. Now, Ned is
yeah, he borrows all his shit and everything. Yeah, it definitely evolves. And like I feel like that evolution is natural, especially when you're a show trying to find the best comedy you can in those relationships. So like, and what's funny because obviously the term flanderization comes from Flanders.
I don't care if you're sorry. I care.
And I don't even think he's the best example of a flanderized character.
I don't either. Like I legitimately don't either. Like okay.
The car.
I don't know, man. I don't think that like about it. You know what I mean?
It does become more and more.
It does. It does become more and more focused. But like,
God, next best thing.
You know what I mean?
A car loaded with dope.
Really.
All right, I have to go. Bring it back here as soon as you can.
Don't
drive around in a stashed car anymore.
And now, you know, they play with it now because now he's just kind of like getting. Sometimes he gets like annoyed now, and
I would even make the argument that in comedy, flanderization isn't always bad. Like, if you're, granted it can make some things become tiresome, but like if you're looking for if your show's goal is to be funny, and you're looking for the funniest thing, and then you start to rely on that funniest thing, like that's you doing what you're supposed to do. You're trying to to the best of your ability, make the show as funny as it can be.
Right.
And I understand how it doesn't always pay off. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, this character had other things that were interesting before too. You know, like it's like I talked about it a bit in my Futurama video with Bender. Bender was always so interesting because he was insecure, and a lot of the comedy stems from his insecurities about his existence, and like wanting to be more than just this man-made robot. And that stuff still is present throughout, but like in the later seasons,
do you have any idea what's going on? What happened?
Jerk-ass Bender. It's just jerk-ass Bender. Like Bender just being like a bombastic, flamboyant,
all I have to do is
ridiculous
read the goddamn newspaper.
ass.
They're calling it a massacre.
And that makes sense because that is like the memorable aspect of Bender for so many people. It's like the aspect of Bender that is kind of the mascot of Futurama at this point. Like that's what it is. We're back, baby. That's what they fucking put on the thing.
I am. Well, then fucking handle it, baby. How'd you think this was gonna go down? Whatever it takes. You remember that? You wanted results, and you can't get them sitting behind the desk, nose in a rule book, with a stick up your ass.
When you emphasize all that stuff about Bender, you use
doing
stuff, right?
needs to be done.
Why do I
crossed the
exist? You know, like that whole thing that they play with for the first 4 years.
You can't do that.
Where he's just trying to understand where he fits in. Now he just kind of doesn't really care about that. They do that. Shout out to Nintendo.
Before you go back to your office to try and pull the plug, go ahead and tell Penju that I just
go check out Nintendo. Well, this is gonna be a month later, but check out Nintendo's Fairly Odd Parents retrospective.
You're just a foot soldier. This foot soldier has just been marked for promotion because
Nick
I made
makes great
sure
stuff.
Sue got out safely.
Nick is in my top 5,
and maybe this time you'll actually read it completely.
Yeah,
it looks like it's blowing up too. It looks like it had like a slow day, but I think it looks like it's picking up. Because he hadn't put out a video for a while, so I'm stoked to see. That thing's gonna explode at some point here.
It has to.
It's got to. But yeah, I think with Flanders, like, even though they definitely lean more and more and more into the religious stuff, I don't think the nuances of the character are lost, and I think they even actually add more nuances to him. And like, even though I don't love the decision they made later in the show to kill Maud, that really does take the character interesting
to different places. Yeah, they do use that to actually. Cause man, I watched a clip of the Maud funeral and shit, and oh man, is that shit bad? I don't like that shit, bro. Like they treat her so bad. The speech they give her is so bad, and I was like, man, that's not cool. But
and
like,
then they pair him with Edna, and then Marsha Wallace dies, which is
just like, that's not their fault, but it is just like, fuck this poor man. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. But he's kind of become a really tragic character in a lot of ways.
And I do think that that's really, really interesting. That the character that has the strongest relationship with God is the one that's tested the most. He's the one that has that constantly has.
I will see you all in the next video.
Arguably the most reasons to question God.
Right? Because he's the best